Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Alright.
Hello?
Let's do this damn thing.
Hello. We're back.
Yo.
Yo.
Welcome to the show.
New year.
New year.
2022. What the fuck are you gonna do?
Too many twos.
Too many twos. I'm Scott.
I'm Trey.
And I'm Phil.
If I had known what I know now, I would have taken the blue pill.
For real.
This week we're talking about the Mehtrix Resurrections.
Yeah.
Matrix rebooted.
Matrix again.
Right? Matrix still?
Yeah. What is it?
So
What do you think of
What do you
this?
think of this?
I completely dropped that one.
That was
all right. Hey,
a
it's
long
all right. Hey,
wind-up,
man,
I
too.
just spaced out.
Yeah. So what?
What are you talking about? So what are we talking
So, what are you talking about, man?
See, we've been out of the game for a couple of weeks, you see. It really feels like forever.
It
Yeah.
has,
You know?
yeah.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Miss you boys.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you too, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
But we are back.
We were gonna do like last week. I think we were gonna try to get on and throw some hands on
Yeah.
a game
Mm-hmm.
for a stream, and I was day drinking, slumping over. Yeah, it took me so long to black out, but I blacked out. So we ended up not doing that.
That's good.
Yeah, tonight's another night, though.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get on some stuff
We'll
tonight.
crank something up.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Probably
Yeah.
some melty. I mean, we got to warm up.
Absolutely, gotta
yeah.
get ready for those new
Can't
characters.
quite melt if we're not warm, right?
Right.
So tell me about it, Scoot. It's been a while.
What have I been doing?
Yeah.
Work and games and anime.
Yup.
I finished
Bunch of
Paper
anime.
Mario.
I know that.
Yeah, a bunch of fucking anime.
What a great game, dude.
It's
Yeah.
a good game.
It's amazing.
I bit the bullet on the NSO expansion pack. I was telling you about that. And
Moth,
it's-
Wolf, yo.
What up?
Yo.
Hey,
Yo.
welcome to the chat. And it's not as bad as everybody's giving. It's not great. It's
Yeah.
not a great service.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not as bad as everyone's giving it credit for. I mean, the main thing that I hear from people is that the controls are kind of fucked up.
Well,
when
they
you're
want you to
trying
buy the
use-
N64 controller.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But
You know?
you
Yeah.
really don't need it.
No, unless you're just a purist, you
Yeah.
don't need it. You know,
So-
I still stand by that. I think that's if you care about using it on the computer or that kind of thing, that's probably the best N64
Probably the best,
controller
yeah.
you can find out
Absolutely.
there.
Totally.
you know?
Totally.
But it's still a fucking N64 controller.
Yeah,
I
it's
think, like we were talking about outside, man, I think people kind of held it to lofty standards
Oh, yeah.
before it launched.
Yeah.
But once you know that it's not completely one-to-one,
Mhm.
then
Yeah.
you can go into it with fresh eyes.
And
you
I
know?
don't think that people were wrong for expecting, Nintendo to,
Yeah.
get shit right.
I mean, most of these
But-
games ran fine on a Wii U, so that's
Right,
really
exactly.
the thing that
Yeah,
people
that's
are
really
pointing
the
at
main
going,
thing.
Hey.
Like I said, it's not a great service, but
Yeah.
at least for me,
Mhm.
like I'm
Did you play
totally
Musha?
fine with it. Yeah, I played Musha.
All right.
How do you feel
But,
about it?
It's fucking hard.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's so lit.
Yeah.
It's so lit.
good. It's good,
Mhm.
but
That
it
was
is
Icarica before
controller
Icarica.
snappingly
Yeah, man.
hard.
Yeah. And then you were also talking about playing Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
played the fuck out of some Sin and Punishment. It's the original, and it's not the one for Wii. Obviously,
The
It's
Wii one's better,
Wii
but
one's-
it's just mostly because you get to aim with the Wiimote.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, aiming is a little bit more straightforward.
Mhm.
The controls feel a little weird, so I can only really play it for like a short span of time. But the time that I spend with it is really fucking fun.
That is a
so
super cool game.
It's a good game.
So, I mean, what are the
and-
stars of the show for you?
Like as far as like what's on the NSO, I mean Paper Mario,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yeah.
I've been playing the fuck out of that for the past 2 weeks. Just
Right
beat it this morning.
You said
Yeah.
you tried to play Winback, but
I
it's,
tried to play Winback,
Wow.
and and
I don't know if I would have ever done it.
Well, I don't remember it being only multiplayer.
Winback?
That's what.
it only has a 2-player option. It's fucking weird.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's
I
very
don't
strange to me.
remember
Yeah, I don't remember that.
about Winback
Uh-huh.
either. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
because
they
I
did
got
have-
in
I'm
and it
confused
had
on
the,
that
But then
it
again,
had the
I
split
kind of tend to
screen.
blur like win back and siphon filter for some reason.
Oh yeah,
You know, they kind of blur for me.
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
they feel
Yeah.
about the same.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tried to play win back. It was not happening.
Siphon
That game was great. You had that
Yeah.
taser. You could set people on fire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You could set them on fire. Yeah.
Yeah,
awesome.
from range,
Yeah.
son.
Right.
It's like a sniper rifle.
But just some anime suggestions.
Yeah.
I finished what was it called? The Day I Became a God.
Oh yeah.
It's
Mhm.
really fucking good.
Yeah.
It's absolutely hilarious until it isn't, and then it's really, really sad. And
Okay.
it's
Evangelion.
yeah, it's definitely it's one of those that like while I'm after I got done watching it, it's like, damn, nothing's gonna be good for a while.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was one of those,
Yeah.
you know. And so I was just like, fuck it. If I'm gonna scrape the bottom of the barrel, I might as well dive into the isekai shit.
Yeah.
You know. So I've been watching that. Cautious Hero is hilarious.
Cautious here. Yeah, I haven't heard of that
Cautious
one.
Hero. It's basically an isekai where a guy gets summoned, but he's like super, like he needs to prep
So
before
I'm not
anything.
I'm not trying
happens.
to stop you.
Yeah.
But is isekai just the thing everybody's doing now?
It's the thing that everybody's been doing for a while now.
Really?
Define isekai.
It's the well, you know, it's transported to another world essentially. You know, and that's like the basic idea.
It's a fish out of
what-
water.
Right, right.
What
So
we're
is
getting
this-
a lot of now in the wake of SAO being so fucking popular.
Okay.
Is
So you would
trapped in a video game world or teleported to a video game world. So that's what we're getting a lot of now.
What's the one where it's basically the guy is like in like a Dark Souls kind of game, but it's also kind of like Groundhog's Day, but he keeps dying and
Oh, ReZero.
ReZero.
ReZero's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Hello.
Hey, what's up,
What's up,
Rambo?
smoochies?
Smoochy boochies.
Smoochie boochies.
Yeah, Cautious Hero is pretty good, and I just started this morning. What is that one called? Oh, how a realist hero rebuilt the kingdom.
Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
Which,
that's
which-
clunky as fuck.
Yeah, it is, and it wasn't one of those shows. I kind of just had it on in the background
Yeah.
until one part where this guy who's like a realist
Mhm.
basically gets control of this kingdom and is trying to build it back up. Well, he puts some big proclamation out. Hey, anybody with skills or talent, come see me because I can use you.
Remakes.
And this one chick who's like a really good singer and has really good like auditorial like memory and stuff like that.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
she can hear something and immediately know it. He
That
tests,
Mozart shit.
He tests her out by handing her like his phone essentially and playing a song. It's like, this is from my homeland, and the song that she sings is "Reason for Life" by Megumi Hoshibari,
So she's
which is
living
the
Shazam?
OP, which is the OP for Slayer's Next.
What?
So immediately when I heard that, I was just like, "Oh, this is a 10 out of 10."
Holy shit. Okay.
I don't care what else. It could be the dumbest fucking show moving forward, but it's 10 out of 10 right there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
What about you, Phil?
Well, okay, a couple developments. First off, me and Iana have been starting, and because I'm trying to figure out what's the most entertaining for her, what she would actually occasionally play, that kind of thing, you know. So we've been starting a couple of different games, you know. Like I think I was talking about before we left, you know, Sackboy and Ratchet, right?
Yeah.
So we've been doing that a little bit, but I got Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Nice.
And started that, and it's great. It's actually a little bit more difficult than I thought it was going to be, which is not a bad thing at all.
Because it has like parry mechanic, yeah.
Yeah. It's got a the funny thing is you want to say, oh, it's got some Souls like combat, but no,
Right.
it's basically Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really
It's what
the
it
better
felt
way.
You
like
have
a
a-
little
more of a
bit that I
block.
played. Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and you get a bubble shield, so it's really
Nice.
cool looking.
Yeah.
The game is gorgeous. I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
it's
have already
beautiful.
seen that.
Yeah.
you know?
Oh yeah.
But that's mostly art direction. They just have such a clean style, and these guys come from doing 3D animation work.
Oh, yeah.
So it immediately just looks like you're
We
playing
can tell
a
in the
Pixar.
characters' faces.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know so much expression, but also in the perfect like cartoony way. You know,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
These people have studied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, boy.
But we also started Kingdom Hearts 3.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And-
Aren't they taking that off the market?
Whoa,
I
are
think
they?
they're
Are they?
pulling, Yeah, I think they're
Huh.
pulling Kingdom Hearts down.
Weird.
No,
Weird.
I'm sorry. They're taking it off of Game Pass.
Oh.
That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
No,
Okay.
I got that they did a ultimate bundle. They keep kind of putting it up there,
Mhm.
and I want to say it's like $100 normally, but it was, $25 or something on
Might
one of
as
these
well
sales,
snag
and I was like,
that.
"Fuck, man, yeah." I'll try to play through the first games again, and then I'll play through 3, and because that's really I've wanted to play 3 since it came out.
Right.
I at least want to experience it. I heard mixed things about it, but I didn't hear anybody going like, "Oh, that game sucks." They were just going like, "Well, I mean, it's more Kingdom Hearts."
Right.
Yeah.
And so far, it's more Kingdom Hearts, but
Yeah.
they
I
also
mean, the
don't
Kingdom-
respect your time.
The Kingdom Hearts
no.
fan bases, I mean, they're pretty ravenous.
They're rabid.
So,
Yeah.
what up, Advent?
Yeah, I like it so far, but I also think that I've taken such of a gap from playing the other ones. I mean, I started the other two just to kind of give me a thing. Dude, the first game sucks at this point. The
Really?
story's cool, and they go to a lot of cool worlds, but they will grind you on bosses for long periods of time for no goddamn reason. You'll have to do repetitive shit over and over again. The map layouts suck. And 2 has so much story up front that it's hard to, unless you're really trying to dive into that lore, it's really hard to progress anywhere in that game. Because
Yeah.
you started out and you're just like, wow, this is a whole bunch of lore. And I'm not even playing as Sora.
Yeah.
Why am I not Sora? They pull a Metal Gear Solid 2 on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you're riding?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man, that'd be awesome, riding in Kingdom Hearts.
Oh,
bro.
dude.
You go to
Why not?
Metal Gear World. Oh yeah, I'm so down with that. But no, Kingdom Hearts 3 is cool so far. The beginning of it, you're in Olympus with Hercules, and I mean immediately I'm just like, well, shit, the graphics look great. You
Yeah.
see, yeah,
Mhm.
and I know that Wolf loves the shit out of Kingdom Hearts. And, the beginning of that game's a fucking slog, man.
Wow.
It's
It
a
is.
slog of 2, that is. The first one is actually immediately into action.
Yeah, because
immediately
you start off
steps
fighting
it up.
against, like, the big shadow creature
Yeah.
or whatever.
And
the
Hades
blob.
looks so good in this
Yeah, he
game.
does.
Dude, they got his fire perfect.
Yes.
Oh, my God. So I have to give him a bunch of credit with that. But there is... Oh, and they also made the gummy ship kind of fun now. It's like an
Okay,
open
cool.
world exploration on the map.
Do you get the
thing.
Gummy Bears theme?
Gummy bears?
Gummy bears
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
I
was
don't...
just
You don't know
hoping for
about
that.
gummy bears?
I
God.
don't know this.
Are
I don't
you serious?
I'm not getting it all. I don't know what the hell is this.
You never watched Gummy Bears?
No.
Shut it down.
Oh my
Shut it down.
God, dude! I'm going home.
Yeah.
I'm leaving, dude.
I don't
That
even know
breaks
what
my
you
heart.
guys are talking about.
They're dashing and daring, courageous and caring.
Yeah, I
you
mean-
don't know the
Disney
tasty.
Disney had a gummy bear show where
Dude,
they
and it
had,
rocks.
and it was good.
It was
Do you think
good.
it's on Disney Plus?
Probably.
Because they
It
have
should
pretty much,
be.
all the retro stuff on there.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
okay.
should watch
Yeah.
that.
Gummy
shit.
bears.
Gummy
Okay.
bears.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't know
good
shit
show.
about that.
It's
Oh
a
my
good
God.
old cartoon.
Yeah.
Man,
Swap
I got
'em out.
kicked out. No, but you need me.
Oh man.
Yeah, the gummy ship is super cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, like Einhander. See,
Yeah.
fuck, I love Einhander
That's a
so
great game.
much, man.
So
See, I'm
good.
a big shmup fan, and Einhander was one of those few games that I feel like played with the third dimension in a way that didn't detract from the basics of a shooter.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those games at that time were trying to go too far when they went to it.
Exactly,
Like,
with their
what's the
CG.
one Omega something where you're in the mech and it's like a 360-degree shooter? It was kind of like Zone of the Enders, but
Right.
just in space, and it was on
Wow.
the PS1. It was fucking super dope. But again, it was difficult to just have basic shmup mechanics. Einhander would just like tilt the perspective a little bit,
Yeah.
Right.
or make it to where you can really see how big a ship is, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, if you like that, play R-Type Final, R-Type Final, and R-Type Final
Final's
2.
really good. Yeah.
But anyway, the other thing, and I really want to talk to you guys about this. Did you guys watch? And I know you haven't. I'm just gonna say it anyway. This Boba Fett show.
No.
No,
watched it yet.
no,
Not
haven't
watched
made it
it.
around to it. I hear it's great.
I am really digging it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they go into the culture of the Tuscans because he's on Tatooine,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
and it pretty much picks up like he's in a back to tank having flashback dreams, and they explain how he's got to that point.
Okay.
You know, and it of course starts with him getting the fuck out of the Sarlacc pit.
Right
You
on.
know, yeah.
Oh, they just go ahead and show you.
They just do that
That's
shit,
great.
dude. And I'm not gonna tell you how, but man, okay, it's dope. It's dope. Then he gets his shit stolen by Jawas,
Of
you know,
course.
because you know that from the Mandalorian, you know.
Yeah.
And then found by Tuskens.
That's also the same way
Yeah.
that like every Metroid game starts.
Right,
Pretty much.
right.
Yeah, you know, start
Yeah.
with all of your abilities. Now strip them
Yeah.
all away. You got to earn them
And
back.
then go get them.
Yeah.
But so the basic premise of the show, though, is that Boba Fett, as far as in right now timeline, because this is all, like I said, back to Tank Fever Dream kind of shit.
Yeah.
Is the right now timeline is he is the crime lord that has now taken the place of Bib Fortuna after Bib Fortuna took over for Jabba the Hutt.
Okay.
So he's the next, and they keep calling him the daimyo, and I'm like,
That's great. That's great.
Nice.
Oh, that's
nah,
so
dude,
good.
this show fucks.
So-
Okay, this show
so
is
Is it running parallel like to Mando?
yeah.
So we're gonna just see him interweave.
It should,
as
that's
time goes
yeah.
on.
And I wouldn't even mind it if they took Mando almost completely out of his own show,
Mhm.
and just started doing this, on top of each other. Because I mean, we're also gonna get this Ahsoka Tano show, which I'm pretty sure is within the same timeline as well.
It should be.
Yeah.
We need to see what's going on with young Luke and Grogu without them having their own show. But peep
Yeah.
over here and then do this kind of thing. And it seems like they're taking Star Wars in a direction that I feel is the best way to do it, because it's new content, but it's with the stuff that we've always kind of wanted to see.
Mhm.
You know, what happened to Boba Fett back then? Well, they show you in graphic fucking detail.
Right on.
You know?
Right on.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But yeah, that's mostly all I wanted to talk about. I mean, I've been playing the same old, but also I have
Same
not
old,
been
same old.
playing fucking Halo Infinite. I
Oh,
haven't
really?
picked that shit back up at all. I just have
Wow.
no.
You know, I tried to install that game,
Yeah.
and after struggling with the installation of the campaign for
Yeah.
probably the larger part of 2 hours, maybe 3, it just
What was
wouldn't
it
install.
doing? Really?
Yeah, like progress meter, the progress bar wouldn't move at all. And so I'd sit there. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just moving in the background and not actually updating. And it just never worked. And so I'm like, okay, let me move this. Maybe there's not enough space on this hard drive, so let's move it to another SSD. Tried it on that, didn't work. And so after a while, after deleting other things and making space, I'm like, okay, so I've got a good 300 gig free. You say you only need 20.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Yeah.
And I imagine they have a separate HD texture pack as well, because at first it's like HD
Yeah.
texture pack is installed. And I'm like, okay, cool, bet. Just install the other game. Then they're like, wait, no, HD texture pack is not installed. And so I'm like, the fuck, man.
And you're
Yeah,
talking
can I
about
just
please?
Are you talking about that in-game menu too?
Yes, because
Yeah.
you have to install the campaign
In the
within
in-game
the
menu.
game.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know.
It's clunky.
I gave up.
I don't like that either.
I just don't care
You
about
know?
it anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, well, whatever.
But we'll still jam on the multiplayer.
Oh, absolutely.
yeah.
That shit's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they added
don't know,
what,
man.
like that SWAT Slayer, like tactical
Oh,
Slayer.
they did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
What the fuck is this?
You know?
SWAT is battle rifles, and is it battle rifle pistol?
Pistol.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And wait, is SWAT the one that's headshots only? Which
I
one's
don't
the
think
one
it's
that's headshots
headshots
only?
I just think it's more like a hardcore.
Yeah, like hardcore.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly. you
Except
know?
without the gun rotation, though.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're forced to use more like grounded weapons.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah, which is exactly
great.
where I want to be.
Yeah, it balances everything right on out. you know?
Well, because I mean that's pretty much what they already do with the ranked. You know what I'm saying? But
they?
but now this is a game type that you can select.
right.
Because
Yeah.
that's the number one thing they need to change is you being able to opt in or out for certain game types and make
Play
sure
what
that
you want to
play what you
Right.
actually want to play.
Right.
I get it on
Because
ranked.
it's
they're-
random. It's randomized at this point.
Yeah,
right?
it's yeah. And in ranked, that's fine,
Right.
you know, because they're trying to mix it up on you, make sure that nobody has a specific advantage over everybody else picking the
Right.
same
Somebody
game
does
type
the
over
same
and over
game
again.
type or the same
Yeah.
map over and
Mhm.
over.
Over and over.
But with
Yeah.
standard multiplayer, you should be able to play what the hell you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially once we're out of beta,
Yeah.
it's like just let
Mhm.
me play the game the way I want to play it.
Which I guess we are.
Yeah. At this
Officially?
point, supposedly.
Still broke.
Right.
Damn it. Yeah, I bet it's way easier to deal with on the Xbox itself.
Yeah.
You know, they've streamlined a lot of that stuff. I mean, they even have that whole smart delivery thing where you can't install the wrong version of the game.
Did you look at the Digital Foundry comparison of Xbox Series X with an upgraded SSD versus the Xbox One X
Yeah.
with an upgraded SSD versus the Series S? They're saying the One X actually runs Halo Infinite almost better. You know, they're like, as far as the graphical fidelity, it's actually better. Now the game runs smoother on the Series S, but it doesn't look as good as a One X.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's just like
Weird.
that's crazy.
I mean, the
you
One
know?
X, I think that what the difference is that the last gen Xboxes have a much slower processor, but the One X has a better GPU.
It has a better GPU. It has a
Than the
better
series.
better memory,
Yeah.
like more memory.
Mhm.
And so you can just tell that Microsoft put a lot of time into taking care of people that weren't able to transition.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is probably the last stand for the Xbox One X. I mean, you can't even buy them anymore, so
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Mhm.
But that's still really, really interesting to me. Usually that's not the way that it works.
Yeah,
you know?
they wanted to make sure that they, at least with Halo, had that
Halo, with
legacy
Forza.
to it. Yeah, Halo and Forza,
Yeah.
which I think Forza also runs just fine on those.
Yeah,
you know?
it does.
Because you have to deal with 30, like you're saying, but I don't know, man. Halo at 30 is fine.
It's fine.
The gameplay itself is tight enough
Especially if
that you
you've
can deal
never
with it.
seen it at 60.
That's it.
That's
yeah.
the thing.
If
you've
you don't
never
know what you're
seen it,
missing, then you're
exactly.
fine.
You're just like, this is beautiful. It's perfect. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and even running, in performance mode for the I always get it confused. The Series S.
Yeah.
You're still dipping into like 50 and 40
Oh
occasionally.
yeah. Yeah.
And so it doesn't maintain
But also
a
the
constant
Xbox
60.
has VRR, so if you have
Right.
a display that supports it, then that dip into 40 doesn't fuck with you.
Right.
Which we're supposed to be getting soon for the PlayStation.
Yep.
You know, one of these days.
Things are changing.
Yeah. Well, because I'm pretty sure this headset supports VRR.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So what you been doing, man?
Yeah.
What have I been doing? A whole bunch of Final Fantasy 14.
Of course.
You know that. Yeah, wrap that up. We got some new content. We got a patch that actually put out raids. So we got our
Nice.
8-man raids,
Yeah.
Asphodelis. It's tiered. The tiers are called Pandemonium. So you have this whole story arc about going into this area in Elpis. For those who know, you know. For those who don't, get good. But you go into Elpis, and then there's this whole situation where, there's a place where they basically keep all of their troubled creatures. These people in Elpis kind of create
Okay.
life.
Yeah.
And then if they're imperfect, sometimes they'll just destroy them.
Yep.
Or,
Yeah.
if they're still worth researching, they'll just shove them into Pandemonium and, basically just lock them up.
Yeah.
But, things go wrong and you got to figure out why.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. And then they recently released the Savage content of those fights. So
Nice.
each one of those, each tier of Pandemonium is an 8-man battle, basically just a boss battle. All right. Then they released the Savage versions, which are just the doors are blowing off. Mechanics are crazy. Like you got to be really, really specific. So, there's been a lot of that going on.
So they do change the mechanics in the
Oh,
Savage
yes.
versions?
Yeah, basically,
wow.
they'll give you a rudimentary rundown of some of the mechs in the standard version. But once you get to the Savage version, they add tons of different mechanics to the fight. And so, and a lot of those things are very heavily dependent upon, the group moving in unison. Sometimes very, very quickly. And so, and then it's just spectacle to behold. You know what I'm saying? It'll freak you the fuck out. And you'll die fast. You'll die real quick. And so, but I haven't had that much time to really play that as much as I wanted to. What's really been, but on the point of that,
Yeah.
also,
This thing is cool.
That's so cool.
yeah, I got for Remy for Christmas the Ultimate Final Fantasy Online cookbook.
Yeah.
Right?
That's so
Yes,
cool.
yes, this thing is fantastic.
Learn how to make cup noodle.
Well, nutrition-rich
Yeah.
porridge,
Yeah.
maybe.
There you go.
Do they have the geisha greens in there?
They probably do. We got some Wildwood scrambled eggs.
You got to feed your
Where,
chocobo.
Sandwich
about to
basket.
say, where are you going to find the
Some-
chocobo grass?
some creamy salmon pasta. Basically, all the
nice.
dishes that you can make
That's so
within
good.
Final Fantasy 14 as a
Yeah.
culinarian.
That's cool.
all of them are in here.
They had to have done one for
drinks and
15
everything.
as well, man. They had to.
They should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that food was basically real.
It was
Yeah.
looking gorgeous.
It made
was
me
looking-
hungry.
Yeah.
I've never seen shit in a game that literally
Totally.
makes me hungry.
You know, and just the simple fact that they make all these dishes and then they take photos
You haven't
that
played
look,
a lot of Monster Hunter.
they look very similarly to the icons like
wow.
actually in the game.
Oh, so they made sure to plate them correctly?
Yeah, dude,
That's
all
too
their
good,
players
man.
are sick, man. Like
That's-
it's really, really amazing.
Oh, that was
so-
delicious.
Yeah, and they have lore for all the different recipes and shit.
Yeah.
You know, you got your bacon bread, your Starlight
So,
Dodo.
so I guess the only thing I
Goldenberry
gotta ask is
cheesecakes.
when you put tomatoes in things, are you killing a little tomato
oh,
man?
maybe a little tomato queen.
yeah,
Yeah.
Is that what you got?
You can imagine that. You know, that's what I like to do. Give them a little extra smack.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but here lately, man, I've been getting back kind of into some VR. Be honest.
Oh yeah.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, and so,
Dude,
oh,
man.
dude, you should totally get it for her. You know, like,
Yeah.
like Elise was
It's-
super excited.
It's cool. Yeah.
You know, when she opened that up, she's just like, "What?" And we just sat there for maybe about a good 30 minutes, just nerding out, page after page. It's really, really cool, and it'd be just a good coffee table book, just something
Yeah.
just to have, just to flip through. But no, I've been back on my VR grind, man. Like,
Just Electronauts.
started playing. Oh, well, yes, we actually played some Electronauts.
We've
which
done it
was
twice,
great.
and it's great.
Yeah, yeah, and it's funny. It's like one of those games that I never thought that you would enjoy.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
usually you don't do the music.
Yeah, but
Game
this is
genre.
something different.
It's jamming, man.
Yeah.
You just jamming, and it's funny because I put so many hours into Electronauts, and I'm so used to doing everything myself that I'm used to moving a little frantically just to make sure that everything is on beat and
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
just sounds good. But when you got a partner over there, man, it's just like holy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
my boy, he can handle the melody. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like
exactly,
all
yeah.
right, well I'm
Yeah.
gonna handle the low end. Like let's
Right.
go.
Uh-huh.
You know?
and then
Like-
because it has the different sections of the songs over here, and then you're able to click on one and see that bar is happening. You
Yep.
can kind of plan for it and be like, okay, I see what he's
Exactly.
doing. Yeah, I need to kick it up to here. I need to. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
and then,
great.
And then he even
Yeah.
walked over into
I
my
did.
play space.
I just walked
because you're
over-
actually able to
and I was-
see each
and I was
other.
just-
So
oh,
man,
yeah,
you're
like,
jamming. Dude, I'm telling you, it's a dance game as much as anything else.
Really, yeah.
Because I
That's
mean, when you
funny.
hit that vibe, when you actually record some different melodies, man, it's
start
just like all of
feeling
a
it.
sudden it's just
Yeah, dude.
fuck, this is hot.
Yeah.
You know, like this is hot.
Nice.
And you said we won't get hit with copyright strikes on that one.
No, because there's
Creating
no
it
pattern.
live. Yeah.
There's no pattern for the algorithm to detect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
because we need to start streaming that regularly.
Oh, dude,
That would be fun.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's
Absolutely.
way too fun.
That was always my Sunday thing, man. Like Sundays for jams. Just kick up the channel, and if anybody's like driving around or you're cleaning your house, like tune in and hear some jams that'll
Yeah.
Right.
that'll be dynamic and they'll change. But what I've really been hooked on here lately is I Expect You to Die Too.
Oh yeah. Okay. See, I
Boy.
only got through the first mission of that. I haven't
Yeah.
gotten any further than
Which
that.
the first mission is amazing.
Yeah, really. Yeah, the stage.
Yeah. Well, they
Uh-huh.
have you like up in the rafters. You
Yeah.
have to like actually raise the curtain and
Uh-huh.
everything and set
Do
the scene.
the sound effects
really?
Uh-huh,
and do the.
yeah,
uh-huh.
right.
It's cool.
And so it is. It's been a lot of fun, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the presentation is fantastic. All the voice work. I mean, it'll literally make you laugh out loud.
Isn't
Yeah.
that Will Wheaton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
awesome.
Super good. Super good. So I think I'm on the third puzzle now.
Yeah.
You know, like I went live the other day and did the second puzzle. And it's funny because death will come at you swiftly.
Oh, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
It's
Death
it's
is
kinda
hiding
crazy.
in
I mean,
every
they tell you-
drawer.
Yeah,
They
dude, it's
tell
like-
you in the title.
Well, exactly. They expect you to die.
you
And so I'm like,
remember-
I refuse.
You remember in the first one, you're in the submarine thing.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like it starts leaking and the shit starts cracking. And you gotta plug
Plug
the
the
hole.
hole,
And then
yeah.
it's like, and then you open up that one cabinet and it's just grenades.
Uh-huh.
And you're like, what the
No,
fuck?
this one will do some fucky shit with you because what they've done is, and this is brilliant, they've added collectibles to every stage.
Okay.
So now
Yeah.
there's 6 collectibles per stage. So there's a reason to go back and replay old
Right.
content. You know what I'm saying? Usually once you solve the puzzle, you're out. Keep
Yeah.
moving, right? No reason to play back through the game when you know the solutions. But, there are different things you can find, like different hats you can get, different bottles of like booze you can get. And like
Hats and booze?
Yeah. You love these
Well,
things.
I've never-
You know what I'm saying? You
I
love
haven't
this.
heard a better reason to replay a level.
Right? It's
hats
like,
and
because
booze.
hats and
My
booze. It's like
entire life.
Yeah, because your hub is actually in a van, right?
Yeah.
So apparently you're about to stop this assassination, and then
Yeah.
they're talking about like each one of the episodes is like, okay, the first episode was like 4 days previous, 2nd episode 3 days previous,
Right.
third is 2 days. And so you can go back and like pick these things up. But man, it's like you're in there. It's like, okay, well, I got to collect this stuff. So I know I need this hat. Put the hat on my head. Put glasses on my face. Like whatever the fuck. Oh, this is a cigar. Take the cigar. Put it in my mouth. Found a lighter. Oh shit. Let me light the cigar. Light it. Boom. You're dead.
That's that cigar they were trying to give Castro.
Yeah. There's a box full of them.
Right.
It's like, dude, it's crazy. And so yeah, I ended up playing that, made it through the second stage, got to the third stage, and I was doing great, dude. I was just coasting, and open a drawer, boom, dead. I'm like, God damn it, dude. But no. So I've really been loving that lately. Picked up a whole.
The narrator's so good, though.
Oh,
That's all
so good, so good. And in this one, like, it's called the Spy and the Liar.
Yeah,
and the intro theme I don't think is as good.
I don't either. But still,
it's hot.
Yeah,
it's still hot. And he's like, you be the spy and I'll be the liar. And he's an actor.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And he's just a total dick.
And
but
of course,
the narrator,
it's that Bond style intro thing.
Exactly. But the narrator is a huge fan of his, and so he's just like, God damn it, man. Like, why you gotta be an asshole? Like, I just wanted to be around you, near you, maybe get your autograph, but you're a dick. It's like, it's so fucking funny. It's so well written, man. So, I'll be streaming that. I'll probably knock that on out, and then I've been thinking about moving on to Saints and Sinners.
Oh yeah, go back through the extra content.
Well, no, I never went through the entire game.
I didn't
because
either.
playing
I
it
didn't
on
beat
PS5 is a bit cumbersome.
Yeah,
like with PSVR, it's a little cumbersome. And now that I actually have touch controllers, maybe those two-handed weapons won't feel so bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
Which you didn't buy it on your own though, right? You're sharing my Steam account.
I bought it.
Oh, you did buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well,
oh no, man! All these damn sales. Oh my god, dude!
Yeah.
I bought so much stuff.
Yeah.
And so Steam sales and just like,
Man, I tried to mess with the mods for Skyrim. That's one thing that I was messing around with, and I haven't been able to get the full body and the touch
sign.
physics stuff, because those are really the two things that I wanted more than anything. Being able to look down.
You don't
and
want
see
Macho Man?
Man, I don't want Macho Man dragons.
Oh, man.
I don't need it. I don't need dragons that elbow drop me.
You don't want him to come down? Oh yeah!
I just want to see
in VR
the cool armor that I have on.
Yeah.
I just want to go, hey, look at
Well,
me.
I know that after they re-released
And then touch
Skyrim
stuff.
for the 87th time,
Did they break the
it
fucking
borked
mods?
a lot of the mods.
Yeah.
However, for Skyrim VR,
it shouldn't be the problem.
Affected.
Yeah, because that's
a
still
separate
Skyrim
game.
SE, I
Right.
guess. Special edition, isn't that what that one was called?
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's one of them Skyrim.
Yeah.
It's
Skyrim
one of-
version
One
6.
of the one of the thousand versions.
Yeah,
of Skyrim.
million billion versions, and
Yeah.
so I am.
Cockroach video games, man.
I hope that they didn't break
fucking
all of that
die.
because I definitely want to play with some of those mods too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm still trying to work it out. I'll figure it out.
Right
You
on.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we've rambled, so news time.
News jutsu.
News jutsu.
Shink. And so 2021 just demanded another pound of flesh.
Apparently.
The final day, man. Final
sad,
day.
Sad news starting off.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's like I think, the loss of Betty White, rest her soul. It's like reality just punching us in the face. It's like just so you know, none of you are untouchable, right? It's like because the untouchable isn't even untouchable,
Right.
Right.
And so it's like, okay, game on, 2022. Like, what the fuck are you about to do? What's next? And then Sidney Poitier, like,
Yeah, really.
bruh,
Yeah.
John
Rest in
Madden.
peace.
I'm like, okay. He was probably doing some blow in the bathroom.
Like
probably
he has
ripped
been.
up-
his
yeah.
whole career.
And explaining football to his rubber ducky. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't roast that man. But I mean, I'm just.
I always liked Frank Caliendo roasting him
Yeah.
on Mad TV. That here's a guy. He'd do that shit. Yeah.
For real, do you remember John Madden Sports Talk Football?
No.
That was like back on the Sega Genesis. I wanna
Okay.
say.
Yeah.
And he'd always make commentary about your plays and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
And he was very aggressive.
Yeah, totally.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude, that was like my first.
He made himself a cartoon character.
He did.
So
Absolutely.
we're not trying to belittle his death and all, but he is definitely the.
He's a character.
Yeah,
He's a total
It's like
character.
a cartoon character.
Yeah,
guy, you
yeah,
know?
dude. But I mean, at the same time, if you look at his pedigree, like
Yeah.
that dude's record is
Oh, yeah.
amazing. As a
Yeah.
coach,
Amazing.
amazing.
And everybody
you
loved
know?
him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. He had a lot of energy.
Yeah.
But that was wild, man. It's like all these things rapid fire within
but
the
Betty
first week.
and Sydney are
That's something else.
two,
Yeah.
prolific fucking actors.
Absolutely.
You know, that really both of them changed the face of acting in their
Yes.
own ways. So,
And it's funny, man, because like with Betty being so close to 100, like a lot of people are kind of distraught about that.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a meme the other day where somebody was like, okay, well, she might have been 99, but she lived through like 4 leap years. So technically, she's 100. And I'm like, why is that the conversation?
Yeah, why is that? Why is
like,
that what we're bringing
We just
up?
want to say that she's 100 years old.
why?
Yeah,
Why does
dude,
it matter?
Yeah, that one hurt, man.
Yeah, that
one
sucks,
actually
dude.
did.
That one, yeah.
I was at work when I found out, and I'm just like, dude, it like shut everything down for a minute.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? It's like,
Just had to take a
wow.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Just like, she's supposed to be immortal. It's like I feel like,
All right, guys, we're
between-
closing it down. Betty White
well,
died.
between
Yeah.
the
We're
Queen
done.
of England and like Kay Ivy, they've absorbed bits of her soul, and they will live forever. Now, you know, like they're like, finally, our plan is complete.
Yeah.
You know, you know,
The only good witch died.
right? We always like Dorothy anyway.
Well, thank you for being a
Jesus.
friend.
Thank you
Betty
for
White.
being a friend.
R.I.P.
Yeah, you know.
Well, on much better news, we actually got a solid confirmation of PSVR 2.
Here we go.
It's called PSVR 2.
I could do when he was like, "Oh, okay, well," and then we're gonna be telling you the name of our new virtual reality device, and I'm like, "You mean the PSVR 2
Yeah.
that we've been
PSVR2.
calling it for the past like year and a half?" You know,
I think
You know,
they
it would be
shoulda-
called
They
the
just confirmed it,
PlayStation
man.
virtual reality 2.
Number 2. I think they should have gone
Creative.
back to what the code name was, because you remember the code name, right? It's Project Morpheus.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love it for them to go back to just calling it the Morpheus.
The Morpheus.
Yeah,
that'd
man.
be good. That'd be good, especially with all this metaverse shit going on.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
So.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be
Yeah.
really cool. It's really interesting to think about like what's about to happen across the landscape of virtual reality.
Yeah.
Because I really do think like Sony's about to really drive gaming
Mhm.
in a direction, and then you got Zuck over here doing something else completely, trying to take over your entire life and make
Yeah.
it virtual.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's a little,
He wants to
little bit
change
different.
the work landscape and the
Uh-huh.
home
And the
landscape
home
and the way
landscape
you
and-
buy things and the way
exactly. It's all business on that side.
It
you
is.
know?
It
It's all
is, yeah.
business. It's, you know, and
he wants
that's-
everybody to be walking around through virtual malls. That's
Absolutely.
what he fucking wants.
Seeing pictures
You
of
know
his
what I'm
face
saying?
everywhere.
Yeah, seriously.
telling them that everything's okay.
I thought I was the one that was the robot.
Nothing but Sweet Baby Ray's advertisements everywhere. You know,
Well, at least he likes that barbecue
You
sauce.
know?
That's right.
it's probably like a lubrication.
That's
for
the
him.
lube or
Yeah.
fuel.
Uh-huh.
That's
He, like,
whatever.
pours it into his neck.
That's right.
It's like it throws the humans off.
Yeah.
It throws them
right.
off of his scent.
It's like somebody walks into his office and it's like the scene in Empire Strikes Back when Darth Vader's getting the helmet put on him, except it's him with his neck cocked to the side. And he's like, "Oh, you weren't supposed to see this."
For real.
Turns around.
Gods.
Does McZuck have force choke ability?
You know?
Nah, don't give him that. But in the metaverse, he does.
Absolutely.
That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
That's the whole reason he's making the metaverse.
Yeah.
So
So
he
he
can have
can
force
lightning and
ability.
force choke people.
We're gonna get the same situation that was in SAO. All of a sudden, Zuck comes out of the
That's right.
sky.
Something,
right.
something complete.
Yep. If anyone removes
Yeah.
your metaverse headset, it'll fry your brain. You're here
Ooh,
forever.
no, don't spend $850. No, that's too much.
Oh no.
No.
No, but here I'll just tell you all just the same way as we were talking about earlier. The second, if you are interested in these things, the second they go up for pre-order, just do it. Pre-order
Yep.
the damn
Yep.
thing. You know, we all know
Yep.
what's going to happen. Bots are going to start snatching them up. Now, it might not be as bad as
I don't
consoles
think it'll be
themselves.
as bad.
I think for the first
Yeah.
wave it will be.
Yeah.
You know, but one thing that we still have to consider is that there's still a massive semiconductor shortage globally.
Yeah.
Right.
And so they can only produce so many of these things anyway. You know what I'm saying? So they're still going to be a little bit harder to get your hands on. Now, they are heavily dependent upon you having a PS5 in the first place.
Right.
So that goes a long way.
You have to have a PS5
Yes.
and care about VR enough to buy this brand new
Right.
headset. So I think that is a very small amount of
Very
people.
niche
Well,
audience
it,
at that point,
it, it is. It
Comparatively,
is,
I'm
but
saying, you know?
also with this meta push, more people are going to be thinking about virtual reality than ever before.
And man, I just got to say this. I'm going to double down on my thing. I'm hoping on it so hard because I think it's the most positive thing that they could do in this situation is make the PSVR 2 PC compatible. And with Sony doing so much to release their games on PC, it would completely make sense because if if they support open VR, what is it? I guess it is just
open
called
source.
No, there's Open XR. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
So that's the layer that they've used to basically make all headsets kind of communicate with Steam and all that stuff, right? It's an easy to implement tool, and if they could do that, and you have standardized ports to plug up, because I mean the original PSVR has that weird custom box thing, and you got
box.
right. So they made their
sucks.
own proprietary cable thing. With this, it should be USB and it should be HDMI.
Man. I don't know if I agree.
Plug it up. I mean, it being inside out, you don't have to worry about.
I worry about that only because then that's another way for Zuck to be like, yeah, you can also use Meta on your PSVR too. And it's like I'd like to keep that as far away from all of that movement as possible. I'm being selfish here, and I want to keep it for myself. I want it to be what it is, and I want it to only function in that way.
I can see what you're saying.
I don't want it to, because it's about to get weird over there.
But if all of it is, but if you think about it,
and you're going to be able to log in through into Meta through your PS5, I'm sure. I wonder.
You think so? I don't think so, man. I really don't think they'll do that. No.
I wonder if it depends on money.
I really think this is going to start a battle between the two of them.
I don't know.
They might trade some games back and forth with the Oculus and the PlayStation platform, but I really don't think it's going to be.
Then again, you know what? Honestly, with this Discord merger, never mind. They'll probably end up merging that the PSVR 2 with Discord, and then having their own social media platform within that spectrum. That would make a lot more sense.
Bring back PlayStation Home.
Because remember they even removed the Facebook connectivity to
what's up, Tape?
PSN.
What up?
What up? What up, Tape? Because at one point in time you would tether your Facebook account to your PlayStation Network account.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then they severed that tie.
Yeah.
And so maybe they won't go that route. I don't
think they will.
want it.
I really don't think they will.
I just don't want it, dude. I don't want more Zuck in my PSVR 2. I don't.
You need more Zuck in your life at all.
Seriously.
I've got enough Zuck in my life.
If I could just, have a little less Zuck.
If I could have a little less Zuck.
That makes a lot of sense, actually, doing PlayStation Now support on the PC for PC VR. I see what you're saying.
Right.
Like, that could work out.
That could work.
To where you're still playing the PlayStation library, but with the PC stuff. But I know they would take a more hands-off experience to that. It'd be more like here, you can do it, but
once
we're
you
not,
connect your PSVR to your PC, then you're already in that landscape. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to think about it as just inputs and outputs.
Monitor.
You know what I mean? Because that does not mean that they'll carry over the PS5 library. I don't feel like that at all. I'm just saying the hardware being compatible would make them sell more fucking headsets.
That's true.
And if it's standardized cabling, there's very little to stop it from working if Sony just writes drivers to work on Windows.
I don't want it.
Like, that's it.
I just don't want it.
Man,
I don't want
I know
it.
you might not want
No,
it.
I know,
but
man.
I want to see them crush Oculus, dude.
I
want to see them crush them.
But they're playing different games, and so they won't crush Oculus. Oculus is playing
Sony's
to
just
the
better
everyman.
at it, dude.
Well, but their demographics are different.
Right.
They're not even aiming at the same demographics.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's like one won't really supersede the other.
But we will most
one
likely get
could cannibalize
like Alex on the PlayStation 5, though.
But if we do get Alex needs to be updated.
Yes.
They need to do an Alex 1.5.
Yeah.
Maybe
even with more campaign to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because being someone who just recently had a chance to play Alex does feel dated for as revolutionary of a game as it is. There's a lot about it that really just feels like, okay, you just need a little bit of lotion. You know what I'm saying? You just need a little bit of polish. And, when it came out, of course, that was genre defining and it was very, very different and unique. But now we do have Saints and Sinners.
Yeah.
Now we do have.
But you're specifically talking about like movement mechanics and things like that.
Movement mechanics, a lot of, I guess, sure. We can say that. And then another thing about having the PSVR 2.
Don't kick kittens.
Don't kick a cat.
Yeah, dude. Don't do
even
that. No, a full-grown cat maybe. Depending on his temperament.
If it's an asshole.
Yeah, some of these cats are complete assholes, man. I had a dream that Goki went feral on me and tried to bite me.
He went
Like,
berserk.
what's wrong with you, man? I love you.
I'm so hungry.
But then also, I wonder what would happen, like if you could use the PSVR 2 on like on PC playing like Steam games or whatever. Due to the fact that you have a much wider field of view, like how that would actually translate. Like, would you end up having like a black box?
See,
with the black box effect.
There are already headsets that have crazy field of views on the PC.
Yeah,
like the what's it called? The Pimax. The Pimax is actually, because you know how most of the headsets kind of have square shaped. For each eye.
Yeah.
These are full 16:9 images for each eye.
Right.
So it's two. I think the newest one is two 8K
OLEDs.
Yeah. And I mean, this headset's like fucking $4,000 or something. So I mean, it's not accessible to most people. But they have a field of view of 170 degrees. So it's almost a full fucking half of your vision.
Right.
But you know what it does? It distorts the edges and it makes it look fucked up. So yes, the depending on how big the field of view is, they have to do some kind of software compensation to make it look correct.
Right.
Yeah, and that's always going to be an issue. Which is going to just be handled better on their native hardware, you know? So I kind of think if they just do it with a loose, like, hey, it works, but but then they focus on PlayStation, then that's where I think we'd get the best environment for more VR growth. That's really all I'm saying, without being stuck in the Oculus world.
Right.
Because none of us really want to have shit to do with that, but it's just the good option right now. For PC side, whether you're doing an OG, a Rift S, or a Quest, it's still the better option, even more so than like the Index, because the Index is a fucking $1,000 setup, and it's only marginally better than what you'd get with like a Quest 2.
Exactly.
So I just want to take it out of Oculus's hands. That's the only reason I care about this.
Yeah, but and then also seeing things like the Horizon Zero Dawn trailer, that wasn't much of shit at all. Oh,
it really
man, I
was.
miss Goki. Goki misses you too, buddy. He's an asshole.
But they're launching that with the PS
more than likely
VR too? Yeah.
More than likely, we don't have release dates on anything right now.
Right.
If I had to guess, I would guess towards October.
Yeah.
I was
that
thinking,
trailer really wasn't much of anything.
It's not much of anything.
I mean, it looks good, but I mean, you could say that about most games now.
Right. It's one of those things, right? Like, marketing VR is the hardest part, like actually for VR gaming, because you can't just put it on a flat screen and show somebody
around. It looked a little jerky.
Well, right. And it's hard to really, especially if people don't know VR, they're not really familiar with VR.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make a flat image feel anywhere close to as immersive as it's actually going to be, right? Either, I mean, you can just show people with a little over image of the headset on their faces, and they're like, wow,
look how fun
I'm having so much fun, it's like, VR is just for gamer nerds, but I'm exercising on top of a mountain, it's like, God damn it, please stop. Please stop, but when you watch that trailer, if you think about it, like, as somebody who has my VR legs and as somebody who plays a lot of virtual reality, just seeing that foot, I was just like, damn, son.
And plus, that for me, it was the animation of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dude, the animation, the detail of it, it's just like, oh, shit.
It makes you think of like that Jurassic Park moment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, because the odds are very likely you're not going to be looking that way at it. You're going to be looking up, and that thing's going to be going over you.
Oh.
It's like, what the?
Yeah, because I mean, those things look cool as hell.
Yeah. They really, really do.
But you're not standing next to one.
Yeah.
There's a whole different thing when that happens.
Exactly.
Man.
And so
I imagine a lot of bow mechanics.
Oh, we're gonna have a lot of that,
right?
That's one of the easiest things to do in VR.
With fucking
with
adaptive triggers,
with the sense controllers. Let's go.
No, man, having adaptive triggers in VR is something that we've been talking about for a year now.
Yes, yeah.
Adaptive triggers. Ever since we touched the DualSense, we're like,
oh man,
this is gonna be in VR.
Yeah, we totally called that one.
Yep.
And they're also putting haptics in the headset itself, which is a very interesting decision because
apparently it's supposed to help with motion
sickness. They say, but I can't help but think about things getting borked.
And then your head
all of a
starts.
sudden, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna happen at some point to someone, and so
wow, that's really cool. Yeah. What's he working on? You see what he said?
Engineering with Oculus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah, I mean, if it actually does help with motion sickness, then I think
Then you have a
it's
head
it's
massager for
yeah, exactly, yeah.
his little brain
Yeah.
massage. Just-
Right.
Maybe that's what calms you down. So when you're motion sick, you know,
it's just like,
here's a shiatsu. You're all good.
people are just gonna use it for the most nefarious of purposes.
know it,
Dude, ASMR
Yeah.
immediately.
It's like Tape was saying, you know, the when the nerds start hacking it, you know, and using it for PC anyway, because that's the problem.
That-
If it
it's
has
gonna
regular
happen.
hookups,
Yeah.
they're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Exactly. And that's one thing about Meta, man. That like I keep
maybe
thinking
that's what
about.
they'll
I'm
do.
like,
They just not stop people from doing it on their own.
because it's like Meta
Right?
might, Meta could work, right?
Yeah.
But just like any new format, it's all reliant on the prawn industry.
Oh.
If
Uh-huh.
if it's not adapted
Mhm.
by Prawn Hub,
Mhm.
you're dead in the water, man.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? He's dude. He's just like he's like, you can do anything you can do in real life in Meta, and it's like, well, you know the question everybody wants to know.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Can we fuck it?
you know,
Yes, you can.
Man.
oh my God. So I mean, it's about to get awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
I'll take
feel
it.
like we're gonna get a lot more news here within the next couple of months. Like it's
Oh,
just
totally.
gonna
It's about
ramp
to-
the
yes.
fuck up, dude.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it also, this is something we didn't mention. This is the first Fire Sprite game that we've seen since what's it called? I almost said Dead Space. What's it called, man? The
Firefighter game.
Fire Sprite are the guys that did the horror sneaky roguelike VR game.
The Resistance.
The Resist.
The Persistence.
The Persistence.
Persistence.
That's it.
Yes,
The
yes.
Persistence. Yeah, they were the ones that did the Persistence, and this
Right.
is the very
Yes.
first game that we've seen since then, and since they've been acquired by Sony. So now
Right.
this is one of their dedicated VR developers, and they're working directly with Guerrilla.
And it's
Like,
gonna be
this-
hot.
It's fucking great.
It's gonna be hot.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
I just wonder what else we're gonna do, because I mean, of course, we already know we have a Wipeout on the way.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Gran Turismo will also support VR.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if we're gonna
I
if
want-
we're gonna
I'll-
try to do.
I actually
fighting
want
games again.
Resistance Fall of Man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
would
think
be hot.
I think if they do
Give me a Killzone,
and
yep.
Resistance, as those are just two titles that they've kind of left on the back burner, or two franchises that I'd love to see.
I
you know,
want
in
them
VR.
to lean more heavily into third-person VR titles.
Third person is good in
It's
VR. dude.
great
It's-
in
Yeah,
VR,
you
you
prefer
know?
third person.
I prefer
in VR,
third,
right?
yeah.
Let's see. I like the diorama style games a lot, where you're like
Right.
over a board. I'm hoping they bring that game Demio, the one
Yeah.
that's it's basically like tabletop RPG in VR,
Yeah.
where you get to roll your dice and everything.
Absolutely,
dude. It's
yeah,
so
I
good.
would love to see more of that. I'd love to see a good VR D&D setup. where you
Yeah,
can actually,
exactly.
Like, be around a table, or you can choose to like go into the eyes of your adventurer.
Yeah.
you know, like that would be really, really cool.
Oh,
And
that'd
so,
be so good.
You know, they could do the same thing with like Magic the Gathering. They could do the same
Oh,
thing
yeah.
with Yu-Gi-Oh. They could do the same
Wow.
thing with
like,
so many
what if
card
that
games.
was your action phase,
right?
right? But everything else you could do from the diorama,
Right.
And then you
but
could
once you slap down that card, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, here's my blue eyes,
they're not gonna
bitch.
come
And
over.
then all of a sudden you're yeah.
roll on 'em.
Yeah, it'd be hot. And so the future's bright.
Yeah.
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 You know it's not
Except-
bright though.
Except for this.
NFTs. Why does everybody
Mm.
want to do this? Huh? This is bad news. Like, I'm not sure about specifically the Castlevania stuff. I know Konami was talking about it. What are they implementing?
What they're doing is for their 36th anniversary.
Okay, yeah.
They're doing NFT auctions. And so they have NFTs, like still images from Castlevania, also animated images that they will auction off to
Yeah.
people to buy and own.
What is a man?
Right? You know, yeah, exactly. Now that belongs to you, but it
right.
doesn't.
It doesn't.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't.
You know?
Have you seen the people trolling folks
You
with
know they have-
NFTs and they copy them?
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it happens
They
all
just-
the
they
time.
just
I'm about to say,
And
you
people
know
are
you
like,
can copy that shit?
Yeah.
No, you can't.
It's like,
I have
that's
the
mine.
license.
It's- I'm taking you to
Bullshit.
court. You know?
Nah, man, I right clicked.
You know?
I win.
You know, it's rough, man. I mean, because even Square Enix, you know,
yeah.
That's
the
this is
CEO of
worrisome.
Square
Yeah.
actually came forth and said that was going to be a major like proponent of their business model.
Right.
And it's funny
Because
because
Konami
within
doing
that,
this is just like, yeah, we expect
Yeah,
it.
whatever.
that's
Konami.
what you do.
Yeah,
Konami.
you guys-
That's what
Konami.
you do. We're used to that. But Square Enix is kind of it's a little
Disappointing,
concerning.
different.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
concerning.
It's-
well,
with Final
it's
Fantasy
different.
online.
Hold
man.
on, no, careful, don't you bite your tongue. Okay, look, the problem here is, look, it's the CEO, and even when he said that, this isn't Yoshi P. This is separate from 14, but of course that's the first thing we think about because it's the most successful IP that they have.
It'd be really easy to pump NFT bullshit.
Hold on, man, hold on. But the CEO even said that this will open up a lot of business opportunities. It was like the second or third line in that statement that he made, right? And that's terrifying by itself. And then, like, you think about a lot of these live letters or fan festivals.
Right.
Yoshi P came out. He's like dressed up as the Reaper that first time. I don't know if y'all ever saw that.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden the CEO of the company came out. And Yoshi P's response was really weird, man. He's kind of looking off. And just listen to this guy talk.
He's like this fucking
and he's
guy.
Like, God, fuck.
I gotta listen to him talk all the time.
All the time.
Why'd you invite this guy?
Now you're out here stealing our shine. And as a matter of fact, he even leaked the PS5 update. You know what I'm saying? Before Yoshi P and his team were ready to talk about it, he was like, and it will be coming to PlayStation 5. And he gave it a date. And you see Yoshi P over there just like, God, fuck, man.
We had a plan.
We had a plan. And so, like, after...
We talked about this backstage.
Dude, after that announcement, I couldn't help but think about it because you're absolutely correct, right? This is scary as fuck for 14. Now, I think that this will really show its ugly head in a new IP first.
Probably.
But if the roadmap for Final Fantasy 14 is truly another 10 years, then it's inevitable that this kind of shit is going to make its way into the biggest moneymaker for the company, right? And so
I mean, eventually, are you going to be buying mounts that are NFTs? Are you going to be
maybe
emotes?
Maybe all sorts of different things, right? Like a hat.
Yeah.
You never know what
I
it'll
doubt
be.
they'll
It'll be
pay to
items.
win it.
Exactly.
I doubt
exactly.
that.
But
I want to own that big feather.
Right. Exactly. That is mine and only mine.
That's my big feather.
Yeah. And so like the implementations or the potentiality of it all is kind of terrifying. And it makes me wonder if maybe this is why Yoshi P went ahead and finished up Endwalker. Maybe this is why he was like, okay, well, I'm going to wrap up my story because I know the storm's coming. They've been talking about this for a long time. This didn't come out of the blue, So I can't help but think that, man. I can't help but wonder about it. And
keep the blockchain out of Eorzea.
Yeah, man.
Okay?
And they're also talking about implementing a play to earn system.
This sounds yucky.
Where the more you play games, you can actually earn like Ethereum or earn currency.
Yeah.
So basically, people get paid to play video games, right?
Yeah.
And so it basically puts everyone in direct competition with one another.
Right.
Like somebody's going to be like, "This is all I do all day," and all of a sudden, the fun factor is completely gone because this is business.
It turns it into work.
This
right.
goes,
Exactly.
Well, this goes back to the metaverse thing. It's like at what point are entertainment aspects going to become the things that we are doing to make money? Like, how much is this gonna?
At what point do we realize how little control as consumers we actually have?
Yeah,
because really, like, it is a multi-billion-dollar
themed with this episode, right? Choice is an illusion.
Choice
At
is an
this
illusion.
point.
Exactly, man. Exactly, because if the whole industry shifts together, we're just along for the ride. We're invested, sure. And they're gonna have some awesome stuff that we're gonna want to interact with. But what's happening to the gaming landscape as a whole? You know, so it could be scary for our favorite hobby. Like it could really be terrifying.
Well, I've heard the idea, like the way that Activision was talking about using the NFTs for was it Ubisoft or Activision?
It was Ubisoft.
It was Ubisoft.
Yes.
They were talking about the idea of like owning a gun. Like, oh, this famous streamer owned this gun and they can sell it, then somebody else is like, well, fucking PewDiePie used this gun or whatever.
But you know who wins there? Because like think about something like Final Fantasy 14. If you do that with 14, basically some 10-year-old who doesn't have anything else to do can spend all of his time grinding up this character and then sell that character for just like $10,000. You know what I'm saying? Boom. And then just grind up another one,
man,
right?
I knew a dude that used to make money grinding characters in Warcraft.
Absolutely.
In World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
He would grind it to max. He would sell the account for, a couple $100 or whatever, and he'd move on. He'd do it again. Because to him, that was a couple days of work. He knew how to farm it. He knew how to make it happen. Here's a max character.
Right.
They nixed that shit really hard.
yeah.
Well, I mean, but this is
This
the thing. If this becomes,
sounds like the same thing.
it,
though.
it sounds very similar,
Yeah.
except for it's sanctioned.
It's
and
sanctioned,
then
exactly.
once the
Yeah,
U.S.
yeah.
government gets involved, because once
shit,
again,
wait, you're
these
selling
things are gonna
something?
be. So once again, they get taxed,
Yeah.
right? So once again, now all of a sudden, a lot of people are making money.
Yeah.
A lot of like very wealthy people are making money, and they're gonna want to keep that machine rolling and rolling and rolling, and it's just gonna change things for us. And so
Yay, virtual capitalism.
dude, what?
Yay.
What? And it seemed like, I mean, this is the start of 2022. I think Square Enix dropped that information on New Year's Day. It's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Really?
this is how we're, day
Had to wait
one.
for everybody to get drunk first. before
You
they
know,
dropped it.
for real. Been like, oh, no, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, by the way.
By the way.
NFT.
And this is something that I'm not sure that I completely understand. Have you heard people explain that NFTs are bad for the environment?
I have
I've
heard
heard
that.
people
I'm not
say
sure
that.
that I completely get the concept of that, because I do get the idea that, like, for instance, blockchain in general, if it's distributed amongst a bunch of computers, the idea is that you have more computers going. Like, if you think of,
Yes.
crypto mining is causing more computers to be running all the time with
Right.
higher end hardware that takes up more energy. That energy is usually made from fossil fuels, and that burning more fossil fuels causing this problem over here. So I think that's the cycle.
Yeah, that's what
talking
I've
about.
always understood.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But it just, to me in my head, somebody goes, well, NFTs are bad for the environment. I'm like,
Like, you don't,
that seems so
while
abstract
they're over there
to
eating
me.
their like Big
Right.
Mac and
Right.
smoking- yeah,
Right.
dude. It's like, what are you talking about, bro? You know what I'm saying?
I like the styrofoam container and I throw it out the fucking window while I'm going down the interstate.
I'm sucking down Big Macs and fries. I love that shit.
I'm an asshole.
Each transaction in the blockchain has to be registered with.
Each other part of the blockchain, so the transactions require energy for because
Yeah.
all of these computers have to be networked
And
together, so it's constantly
as it
causing
takes
that
off,
absorption
then,
of
I mean,
energy.
there'll just
More
be more and
computers
more
and more computers,
computers.
and eventually we
Exactly.
look like Coruscant. Yeah,
Yes.
I understand this concept. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, dude. Like,
Okay, so we're right. We're right on track. It's just it's so many. It seems
I just
abstract.
wanted to play my video
It
games,
seems-
man. I
Yeah.
want to play my video games, and then like you think about
You
it,
can't
like
just play games
We
anymore.
can't.
no, man, no. Get your filthy
It's not just,
coin
it's not
purses
just
out of
for
here.
you
Right.
to have fun.
No.
Or unwind from a hard day of work.
Right.
How do we make money on their fun?
We don't have any contact with our consumer base. How can
Tape.
we
Tape,
have
you
that
got a point.
engagement?
Mhm. That's some wisdom
Uh-huh.
right there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And the thing is, like so many people are skeptical about it. There are a lot of conversations happening about it,
Yeah.
but it's like not a unified conversation.
Right.
So I don't think it's gonna change much of shit.
No, I don't
You
either.
know?
No,
Like-
and a lot of people, look at this as a get rich quick scheme. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? And companies see it as like a definite thing. I mean, cryptocurrency has a more clean inflation curve, or is that the way I'm thinking? Yeah, than almost any other
curvy.
investment. Yeah, it's very curvy. Yeah, yeah. They can almost predict, exactly how much they're going to make.
Right.
Which is way less volatile than a lot of other things. Although it
Yes.
seems like Bitcoin's super volatile, overall the arc just goes like this. It's money. It's number go up. That's what it
Number
is.
go up.
I
Number
love
go
number
up.
go up.
Number
Okay. Have a nice death.
Have a nice death. Yeah.
Oh my god.
This looks a lot like
Hollow Knight.
like Hollow
Hollow
Knight.
Knight. It does.
Yeah.
It does. Those animations are sick.
It
though.
looks great.
looks
Look,
good.
man,
Yeah. I'm super
this
into
is
it.
awesome and everything.
Mhm.
But all this made me want to say is fucking Devolver.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know,
dude.
like just
Yeah.
what is up, man? These guys are
They got
just,
fucking
they
style
just
over there.
nail it over and over and over.
Man.
Like how many games do they have coming out right now? Right, like they have like 4 or 5 different games,
Yeah.
all in different styles,
Uh-huh.
but all of them look great.
All of them look great. Yeah.
Dude, they win. They just win and win and win.
Yeah, man.
Like Moth and Wolf, they were playing Death's Door.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I've been meaning to get on
Haven't
that. 'cause
checked
that
that
looks
one out
amazing.
yet. Yeah, it looks cool.
That looks really good. Hey, is it multiplayer or is it single player?
What?
don't know.
Death's
have it-
Door.
Death's Door. Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know any of that.
Yeah. Well,
but,
they'll know.
they'll let us know.
But Have a Nice Death is like we said, like Hollow Knight. It's a side
playing
scroller
a little
action.
Grim Reaper dude.
Little Grim Reaper guy.
Yeah, man, he does that work,
Dude,
man.
He had
and
that
everybody's
phone that was the coffin shape. And
Uh-huh.
oh
It's like,
no.
God, man, every time.
good.
At what point are we going to get to that where we have screens that are all kind of different shapes and shit like that? Because we're always in this square, right?
Right,
Or in this rectangle here.
Yeah.
I finally saw one of the bendy phones.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
It looks like shit. Did you know that? It gets a big ass crease in the middle. Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
terrible.
Right on.
Sure. But anyway, the game looks cute. It looks fun. It's Devolver. We don't even know that much about it except
Well, I mean, you
Hot
should
trailer.
watch that
Yeah,
trailer.
watch
That
the
trailer
trailer.
is super hot.
Yeah.
Super, super hot.
Mhm.
And death is not one to be trifled with.
Nuh-uh. No.
No.
so story,
In game.
the in-game story.
Oh, well, actually, this
Was that what you had already covered?
Yeah,
with the-
yeah, we're already that's done.
Okay,
That's
cool.
done.
But we are having a delay on Final Fantasy 16.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is again like we've talked about this before. We would rather have a good game than a
Out the
fast
gate.
game.
Absolutely.
we
Exactly.
weren't. Yeah.
Good game.
Well,
Good game
yeah.
at launch.
Even as
That's
far
the
as like
thing.
new information,
Yeah.
Yoshi P's like, okay, well, we got to push these things back,
Right.
due to semiconductor shortage, due to, of course, COVID making things more complicated. I think it's also probably due to the sheer success of 14 right now.
Right.
So they're like, this can.
They kind of have their hands full just dealing with.
And
that.
they're making so
Exactly.
much money right here.
Right.
You know?
And it's like, okay, so we can ride this crest for a little
Mhm.
while and give people tons of stuff to do
Yeah.
until we drop 16, right? And so.
Plus, I mean, Stranger of Paradise is coming out.
Exactly.
Which is an action Final Fantasy game. So
Exactly.
maybe they don't want to cannibalize too much over that, you know?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you would. I don't know if Stranger of Paradise really
They're different.
has
They're different.
competition. You know.
Oh yeah, it's its own beast,
It's
especially in the
completely
Final
own
Fantasy
different
world.
thing. Yeah.
Nothing
And
else is
so
that.
I think they're just taking their time, man.
Yeah,
You know,
which
and
is
it's just
good.
like, okay,
Mhm.
well, we know that we said that this was going to be because 16 was part of the state of play when they announced the PS5.
Right.
And so everyone was really expecting 16 to come out way sooner, maybe early 2022.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, we won't even really have much more information for you until maybe like spring.
Yeah.
And so, and I'm like, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm
fine.
saying? Just,
Mhm.
dude, whenever it's ready, I've waited for Diablo 2 for
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
Worth it.
Which is funny you say that because Torchlight Infinite. Right.
Absolutely.
I played
now,
I played the second Torchlight. I played Torchlight 2.
Torchlight's
Yeah.
fun.
Mhm.
It's always been fun.
Absolutely.
And this is once again like we were talking about the animation. That trailer has so much character, man.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
just
kept
like-
guessing. I was like, wait. Am I remembering Torchlight wrong?
Exactly,
This is,
right?
It's
Yeah,
looking
they
like
went
Borderlands.
Borderlands,
This is like, yeah.
Overwatch,
Right.
Pixar.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden,
Uh-huh.
I'm like, what happened? When did y'all get this good at animation? You know? And then they put out. I don't know if you guys watched it, but they put out a gameplay trailer as well.
No, I didn't see
and it
that.
looks,
Yeah.
oh,
I did.
It
I
looks
watched it,
very
yeah.
similarly to that trailer.
They were showing
Like,
the
that's
heavy
actually
guy.
their style. Yeah. Well, they showed a few different people.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was watching one that was specifically about him. so,
Right.
yeah.
So the one that I watched was like a compilation. So I guess it was like 4 different characters.
Yeah.
But it looks really, really good. And then they're actually doing everything's going to be saved server side, so you'll be able to
Oh.
play mobile or on your PC or on console, and have your same information transfer over.
That's cool.
Nice.
And so it's a way to like have a Switch without having a Switch. You know, it's like because at first I thought it was just going to be a mobile game,
Right.
and that's how it appeared. And then it's like, no, man, this is actually cross-platform. You know, you can play it on your phone, play it to go.
Yeah.
You know, but if you're at home, play it on the big screen. You know, and
Yeah,
so
graphic scale up.
Look it up.
have a better-
absolutely,
yeah.
dude. Well,
That's cool.
I mean, do they even have to scale up that much at this point?
I mean, I think that again, that's Torchlight, especially the way this is looking. They're a series that has solid art direction.
Yes.
and,
Yeah.
and with that,
And that
you can
counts
just
for a
kind of
lot.
make it
Yes.
bigger. you know,
Exactly.
bigger, higher res, and you're
And
done.
you're good.
yeah.
You're good. It's gonna
Yeah.
look good on whatever screen.
Yeah.
And so
Torchlight's a good Diablo like.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
right?
Yeah.
Well,
many
especially
pixels if you want. If the art direction isn't good, it's still gonna look like shit.
Yeah,
Right.
really.
exactly. Especially with all this like Blizzard shit, you know, like
Oh yeah.
you know, a lot of people probably won't play
Man.
Diablo 4 just because.
pretty
I
much.
know if
Yeah.
they have a good hero shooter come out and knock Overwatch out of the
ooh,
way,
Shit.
then
that'll be
dude.
very
Blizzard's just
difficult.
gone.
But yeah, they're
Uh-huh.
dead in the water.
Yeah.
You know? But that's gonna be hard. Overwatch is a very special thing.
Yeah.
But not to
Blizzard,
say that
Blizzard is
somebody else
falling
couldn't do
though.
it. Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know, people
Well,
are going to
it
give the
seems
fuck
like
up
almost
completely
every
on Blizzard.
game studio. Bungie's got problems right now.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking about them. Rockstar's the same way.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so I don't know, man. It's like this might be just the age of indie. You know, it's
the
like
age
those
of
are-
the double A.
You know,
You know
yeah, yeah. AAA down with
Yeah.
AAA.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go for double A.
Yeah, which is good because I kind of think that double A games usually have a little bit more character to them.
More heart.
You know?
Yeah, it's like college football, I guess, right? Versus pro.
Bring back
No,
the
I don't think
mid-tier
I don't
release.
think Overwatch 2 would be able to overtake the original, especially with what's going on with Blizzard. I think less people will buy it initially, and unless they, I mean,
It'll go free to play.
people will continue to play the first game because they're invested in that game's mechanics. It's kind of like the way that like Counter-Strike. You know, Counter-Strike was one of those that these kind of games or fighting games in general. It's one of those things where you're gonna have somebody that surges in, plays the new game, but so many people are attached to their original experience with it that they're still
Yeah.
playing the original version of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean the difference is with Overwatch 2, what we're gonna see is a larger push for esports and
Okay.
competitive gaming.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
And so that's what's gonna push. a
So if
lot
they
of
can
people
sell it
playing
to you on that
there
side.
it is.
Yeah.
There it is. That's what they're
Okay.
gonna do.
Mhm.
But you know, every time I look at Overwatch 2 and I see that McCree's name has changed, that's gonna just trigger off a little alarm in my head and just be
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Like, oh yeah.
Just trying to cover up the sins over
Yeah.
here.
For real, what are they gonna do with all the Overwatch girls, man? You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh, after they censored WoW,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do, man? It's
Yep.
like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Widowmaker is like, oh girl, you got to put on a burqa.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Everybody's got trench coats now.
Uh-huh.
We're all just okay. We're not fucking around.
oh god. Yeah.
So-
what
John
do you
Wick
think of
4?
this? What do you think of this?
What do you think of this? I think John Wick 4 might be the movie we were looking
Bro,
for.
Yeah,
I
that's the
think
one that
I
we
think
probably wanted
I think
more.
Kino was over here filming the Matrix, and then he's like, "God damn it, I gotta film some John Wick. I gotta get off."
That was just a warm up
it was
for
a
him.
Dude,
compulsion.
no, he was just like, "God damn it, gotta wash it off." You know?
Yeah,
You know,
I
he's like,
really
it
do
looks good.
think that John
yeah,
Wick.
it's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah, and I mean John Wick totally scratches the itch that the Matrix left.
Right.
Yeah, and
To-
I've felt
to a
that
degree,
way.
yeah.
It's a different thing.
Yes,
it's
totally.
way more
Yeah.
realistic. But as far as those visceral, really well shot gun
Action
and melee
sequences
fights,
and yeah.
come on, dude.
And
Nobody
and,
touches
and
him.
Keanu Reeves
Yeah.
actually acting.
actually acting like he tries in those movies. He tries real hard,
He
guys.
doesn't feel so tired and wore out.
Yeah.
yeah, right. He's
Did
like,
you watch the newer Bill and Ted?
No.
The newer Bill and
No,
Ted.
I
Dude,
did not.
fucking good.
We
Is
love it. We
Dude,
absolutely
I
love
meant
it.
to.
Like,
I really kind of forgot about
Yeah.
it. Thank you very much for
It's
reminding
it's
me.
a dumb movie.
Yeah,
but
it's
It's
Bill and
the
fucking
right,
Ted.
duh.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, it's the right
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of dumb.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
think he underacts in the right way in that movie. You know what I mean? Whereas most of the other things, it's not
We'll
quite
get
the
into
right
it.
way.
We'll
We're
get
getting there.
We're getting,
Oh.
we're getting there.
Yes.
John Wick 4.
John Wick.
On
Check out the
board.
trailer.
Yes.
Yeah.
On board
Absolutely.
for that
Oh,
shit.
Baba fucking Yaya.
Yeah, Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
Uh-huh.
Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga. That's the most
He's
terrifying
the
name.
boogeyman.
Yeah, man. Somebody told you that the Baba Yaga was coming for
Like,
you. It's like,
no,
no,
no.
not that. Anything but
I
that.
actually don't like Krampus. I think
Yeah.
that's a name, especially
Yeah.
That's a
we're
good
like,
movie,
ooh,
though.
Yeah, it is a good
Krampus.
movie. Yeah, that's good.
That's one we forgot to talk about.
Yeah,
Oh, Krampus? Oh, yeah.
That's
Yeah, you're
a
right.
holiday favorite right there,
Yeah.
Right.
Krampus.
See you
Make sure
in
to show the
December.
kids.
And speaking of movies,
no,
man,
Baba
Doctor
Yaga.
Strange, man, that new Doctor Strange trailer.
My God.
Yeah,
Okay.
that dropped.
Dude,
That looks good.
They okay, so they have actually been building up to this Doctor Strange multiverse thing,
Mhm.
not just in the mainstream movies, but
also in
also
the shows,
in
like
the
everywhere.
Yeah, and in What If, they directly address the situation that's happening with this, which
Yeah.
is where he finds the evil version of himself in this other universe.
Let's go.
Right,
Yeah.
and they're obviously taking this idea too, and they're gonna merge it with what's going on in Loki with Kang the Conqueror,
Yeah.
and have
Mhm.
this thing going on. You know, we can
Yeah.
have as many of the same characters we
As we
fucking
want.
want. You know,
Absolutely.
look, he's got different hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can use all of our 2099 IPs. Because
Yeah.
it seems like Disney's trying to shoot their load with Marvel and just do it all at once.
Yeah.
It's like, there's so many different Marvel like individual stories and individual
Right.
characters. It's like you
Right.
don't have to
Ant-Man
slap them
too.
all together, but that's kind of what's happening.
Yeah,
it's
it
like, okay,
is.
we're just gonna
Yeah.
hit it hard. You know, maybe one day people will be over comic book movies.
Yeah.
By that point in time, we want to have made our money.
That's right.
And then we're gonna.
Oh, and they're making the money.
Oh, and they are making that
They are
money.
making
They're
that money.
maybe literally
Yeah.
printing it. Do you
Printing
know
it.
about it?
Pretty soon, it's not going to be presidents on the dollar bills. It's
Uh-huh.
going to be Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse,
and
And
absolutely.
fucking Charles Xavier.
Charles.
I would take. What would
Captain
he be on?
America.
He'd be like
Charles?
on the $3 bill.
Oh,
Wow, I was
Charles.
gonna give him a 20, man.
You
I
gonna
was
give him a
gonna
dub?
Yeah, I was gonna
That's
say
too normal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you
Everybody
wanna
sees it.
normalize it.
Everybody's
man.
got Charles in their
That's
pocket.
Charles.
Pull out these Charles.
That's right.
You
know,
I would love to hear that in rap songs,
They
man. You
pull
know what
up
I'm
them
saying?
Charles, yeah.
I got a pocket full of Charles.
I'm already there, man. Yeah,
Let's go.
Nice.
yeah. They can print 1 million and put Galactus on that bitch. Man. But
Silver Surfer gets the
I'm
two.
down with it. I can't
Yeah,
say
you
he
know?
gets the two. He's only a fraction of the power of Cosmos. Okay, sorry, Norin.
He's
Rad.
just cool to have.
I was thinking,
You know,
I
it's
was
just like, hey, you got a Silver Surfer $2 bill. Hey.
You never
Who'd
see
you put
these.
on the? Who'd you put on the 50?
50?
Namor.
Ooh,
Really? You gonna
Nobody
put the King
likes
Namor?
Namor.
Oh man. Okay.
No,
know.
dude, Doom.
Oh, fucking right.
Come on.
No, he on that hunted.
He on
Doom
the
is on
Yeah,
the hunted.
Doom is on the hunted.
Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
Yeah. But I liked what they're doing with the multiverse thing. Do you guys know about the that they've made the Netflix Daredevil canon now because Wilson Fisk, who is Vincent D'Onofrio in the show,
Mhm.
is in Hawkeye?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yeah, they haven't put Daredevil himself in there, but he's supposed to be making an appearance at some point.
Have y'all watched Hawkeye?
I
No,
haven't
I
yet,
still haven't
no.
watched it yet.
Still haven't watched it.
I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna start putting it on.
I'll get it
I'm
eventually.
interested,
Yeah.
but I'm not super interested. I don't know. Like I loved WandaVision and I loved Loki. I was kind of about Winter Soldier and Falcon. Like that.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It's just
Luke Cage was fun.
Luke. Well, those are the Netflix
Those
series.
are
Yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah, because
and
like
Jessica
Luke,
Jones was fucking
Luke
great.
Cage,
Jessica
Jessica
Jones was
Jones,
fun,
and
yeah.
Daredevil are amazing
Right.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are all great, and the Punisher too. You know,
Punisher was
yeah,
really
which I'm
good.
hoping they bring his ass
Yeah.
into it. But
It'll
at,
come.
at this point, they're just going, no, we still haven't seen No Way Home. We
haven't.
yeah,
we're getting
we're
to
working
it.
on
It'll
it.
happen
Working on it.
eventually. We will talk
plus,
about it.
plus, we got to watch another terrible movie next
Oh,
week
yeah.
before we do that. Yeah.
Start
Why?
off.
There's so many
start
good
off
movies
the
to
year
watch.
strong, man.
Yeah.
We gotta get the shit out of the way.
We gotta-
first,
we gotta
man.
just-
We gotta
yeah.
sweep the shit out of the way first.
Oh God. All
So
right.
okay, what's up with this?
The
Talk to
Ghostbusters
us.
Hawkeye?
cross Transformer.
You're talking
No.
about- you're talking about. Yeah, that's Scott all day. That's
Ectotron?
some dope shit.
Yeah, I like it. So, in 2019, they
Yeah.
released like a short run series, like 5 issues of a crossover. The IDW crossover crossed over their Transformers comic with their Ghostbusters comic, and
Yeah.
Fucking
Okay.
weird.
recently they've just to promote Afterlife, they released a Ecto-1 Transformer called Ectotron,
Which-
and it comes
that's
with
so
it
awesome.
comes with another like specific issue of that comic as well. And I
love
like the
it.
Ghostbusters
love it.
IDW comics, man. I
Yeah.
got a few of them.
And you're saying that the
And they do crossovers all the fucking time because I got an issue of Ninja Turtles cross Ghostbusters.
you told me about that.
That shit is
uh-huh.
rad as fuck.
Of course it is.
Look, Michelangelo with a proton pack.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Done.
He's a party dude.
He's a yeah.
he's gonna fuck
Watch
your
out.
party up.
He's gonna intentionally cross the street.
He's gonna intentionally
time.
cross the street.
Place about to blow.
Sorry,
He's-
man. I had
he
to. I had
is
to
chaos,
see
though, man.
Ectotron.
Ectotron looks
Ectotron
awesome.
looks
Ectotron
good.
looks awesome.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Oh, the car. The car. So I don't want your ads.
It's the Ecto-1.
Yeah,
and he
dude.
turns
Well,
into a robot.
But that's
Yeah.
a slick ass Ecto-1. It's very
Yeah.
stylized.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very
It's
much.
It's like a
yeah.
hyper stylized Ecto-1. I wish I could see that
I
too.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's-
Look this shit up. It looks awesome. I am
Yeah.
very, very tempted and to pick one of those up.
It's only $65.
Yeah.
Scott, I mean, you spend that on laser discs.
I mean,
that you can't watch.
That I
you
can't
can't
watch.
watch.
I guess I could actually get a lot more out of an Ecto 1 transformer.
Because I know you're going to open it.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know
No,
you're
no,
going
no.
to transform
no,
it.
I don't keep shit in boxes. I'm a collector because I want the shit.
Right.
I ain't trying to sell my shit.
No.
It's mine. It's for my shelf,
That's-
not yours. Stay away from my shit.
This is my shelf.
Stop asking. I'm not
got a
gonna give it
bumblebee
to you.
head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very bumblebee.
Yeah.
Oh,
very
yeah,
bumblebee.
robot ghosts. That's exactly what,
Robot
what,
ghosts,
what they
yeah.
hunt down. Robot ghosts.
But
But so Gozer worked with Megatron, or did he? No, he manipulated.
I haven't
Megatron.
read any of this.
See, there you
Okay.
go.
I haven't
There you
read
go.
any of that, so
Right.
I don't know
This
what
is
the
what
story
happens is Megatron gets haunted, and then they got to deal with
Well,
it.
no,
It's
they
real
made it
easy.
sound like Gozer was the real reason for the destruction of Cybertron.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have heard that. I have heard about that.
Yeah, he was like manipulating everyone into battling because he wanted more conflict. You know,
Yeah.
the more
Right.
people are at conflict, the stronger he is.
Uh-huh.
And so, like, he sparked the war on Cybertron.
Fuck.
Like, it's all his fucking fault.
It's all
like,
his fault. Yeah,
that's
I have
crazy.
heard about
like,
that.
like, literally, the ghost in the machine.
Fucking Gozer.
Yeah. you know,
fucking
sounds
up
awesome.
everything
Dude.
all the time.
This might actually be my favorite news of the day.
Oh
right
yeah,
here.
when you sent me this, I was just like,
oh,
oh
yes.
boy.
It's hot
Yes.
and it's free
and
we,
it's
we
it's
got
hours.
It's hours. That's right.
hours.
In case you guys don't know, we've been playing the hell out of Melty Blood, and it's super hot. And
That's probably my game of life.
Right.
Game of the year.
And we got two free new
New
characters coming out
characters
this
on the
week, next week,
13th.
13th.
on the
There
13th.
you go.
And
What was
so
it? It
we're,
was Noel.
um,
What was it? It
dude,
was something Noel.
dude, it's Aoko Aozaki
Yeah. Aoko.
and who I'm very excited about. She
Yeah,
kind of
she
gives
was
me
fly.
Orihime vibes.
Oh yes.
And
which,
it's-
yeah, boy.
but it's Dead Apostle Noel.
Dead
Dead
Apostle.
Apostle.
That's it.
Yeah.
So she's
Yes,
basically
right.
a vampire.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
vampire
yes.
Noelle.
So it's the
Yeah.
same Noel,
Uh-huh.
you know, that you know and love,
That I know.
but she looks completely
Completely
different, man.
different.
But it seems like it's the same idea as what's her name? Red
Arc.
Yeah, Red
Arcade.
Arc.
Yeah, Arcade and Red Arc,
Yeah.
kind of like
Yeah.
that. But I think Arc and Red Arc
Or way more
share
similar.
a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
This
This
is a
is
whole
a completely
new
different
bitch.
game. Uh-huh.
She comes
Yeah.
in. Woo!
She's more like
This is
Rachel
a boss
Alucard,
right
more
here.
like
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
for real, dude. Like
Yes,
she
please.
is
Yeah, dude.
scary.
Yeah. And then
Yes,
the
please.
Aoko, is that her name?
Aoko.
Yeah, Aoko.
Yeah.
She is a classic Melty character.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess I didn't realize how prolific this series is as far as other things other than fighting games, because it's got like some dating sim action
it's
going on.
the
It's got
original
some-
IP is called Tsukihime.
Yeah, Tsukihime. Yeah.
So the Tsukihime universe is actually very, very broad.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
had
lot
no
to
idea.
it, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, well, as fighting game fans, we get
We-
melty.
we
and it's
just-
like
yeah.
that's what we want.
That's
you
what we
know,
want,
it's like
yeah.
no,
Can
man,
I kick people?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, but the dating sim. I'm like,
It's weird.
like
over
I'm
the-
in a relationship
Yeah.
because I'm not.
I got enough of it.
I don't know if this is correct, but there was an anime that I stumbled across, and one of the characters looks a lot like Arcade. And I
Huh.
don't know if that's part of the universe. I don't know.
You know the
I
name
didn't,
of it?
I don't remember the name. I didn't spend enough time.
If there's a
with it because
Melty
it bored
anime, we
me.
might need to.
I don't think there is. I
I
think
don't think
Melty
there
Blood
is.
is just the fighting game
Yeah.
franchise. That's
Oh,
a-
okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Tsukihime.
But the
is-
character looks just like Arcade. So I'm like, maybe I don't know.
God, man, all this melting talk. Okay,
Yeah.
we might have to melt tonight.
I mean,
baby.
that's
go. We're
we
melting
gotta
Oh
do
tonight.
it.
God,
Yeah.
dude. Okay.
Gonna melt
I'm hyped.
tonight.
And then next
Mm,
weekend we'll
mm,
have new
mm.
characters and new
We're
new
gonna
stages.
fight a lot.
Love is all you need.
God damn it! Can we just keep talking about Melty? Do we have to do this next part?
Yes, we do.
I don't want.
Yeah, do.
I don't want to do it.
Topic jutsu.
Oh.
What's the topic jutsu?
I'll get this topic jutsu out of the way.
Come on!
I just had to do that.
Just do that a little bit.
Through poetry, my
Now-
mind I flex, flip like Wilson, vocal never lacking the finesse. What do I got to do to wake you up, to shake you up, to break the structure up? Cause blood still flows in the gutter. I'm like taking photos, mad boy, kick open the shutter, set the groove and stick and move like I was Cassius. Rep the stutter, step the bomber left upon the fascist. Yeah, man, I got so hot Anyway.
At the
No,
end.
let's
Go
address
for it.
that straight out of the
Hey,
gate.
hey,
Okay.
Spoilers,
Spoilers,
guys.
spoilers,
If you haven't seen
spoilers.
it, you should have
God.
seen it. It's been out for 3 weeks.
Mehtrix Resurrections. We've got things to talk about. And number one, why in the fuck didn't they just use the
They
original
could have
track?
just used it, man. They
You
could've-
know?
Well, we know why they.
We know why.
They have to
Yes.
change everything,
Gotta
don't
change
they?
everything.
We got to change it all.
It's the
Yeah,
same,
man.
but
Look,
different.
we're subverting your expectations.
Exactly.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I guess
Because we know what you want.
Yeah,
And we
rage.
just refuse to
We
give
want
it
rage.
to you. You know?
Yeah. Why'd you give us off-brand rage? What is this?
Rage light. You know.
So
But
as
we
you-
have rage at home.
So as you,
rolls.
as you can probably tell, we're probably not going to say very many nice things about this movie. It was
I mean,
just kind of
Would you like to get the nice things out of the way? Would you like to get the nice things out of the way?
What
I mean,
nice
so
things?
what happened?
Oh,
What
yeah.
happened?
Oh,
Yeah,
what had happened?
What
Yeah.
had happened?
Wow.
Bill?
Did we watch Free Guy again?
Like, did anything happen?
Did we just watch Free Guy a second time?
fucking happen?
Like, is that what we did? 'Cause that's, I think, what happened. That's really
No, Free Guy was actually entertaining.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
right.
problem. Free Guy.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Keanu-
smiled.
Keanu Reeves is old.
Yeah.
Everybody's so old.
Everybody's old.
Old and tired.
And then
Yeah,
make sure you know
they're
it,
either old
you know?
or palette
Are
swaps.
completely
Because
different.
they just like, oh no, that's totally the same person.
So, yeah, that was kind of my biggest takeaway from the movie. Just the need they seem to have to shoehorn in the original trilogy.
That's
like,
Yes,
and aspects of
constantly
it.
Man,
reference.
and not
Okay.
even in a
Reference.
really clever way.
sometimes they did it in really subtle, interesting ways. Like when they're doing the White Rabbit thing, and he's having his moment where they're talking about the plans for all this, and he's sitting there eating the steak.
yeah,
Cool. Cool. All right. I
And
see what you did
they're
there.
in that round
Right?
table like
Right.
discussion, and it's like
It's
bullet time.
bullet
We
time.
need bullet time.
Yeah,
Bullet
it's
time.
like I got one word.
Yeah.
Bullet time.
I like that guy that's like, well, I like my games big, loud, and dumb. We need guns.
Yeah. But then just having all of those like actual scenes from the original.
That kind of
Yeah.
ruins it, doesn't
yeah,
it?
Kinda
like
fucks
I mean,
it
it's
up,
like
yeah.
it's like okay.
They could have just talked
the
about
odds are
it.
very
Do what
likely-
anime does.
If we're watching this movie, the odds are very likely that we've watched the trilogy
No shit.
several times over,
Right,
right?
exactly,
And so
They could just make mention and we would see the scene in our brain.
Exactly.
But they feel like they have to show it to you. Like,
Right.
hey, you know the thing? Hey,
Uh-huh.
this is the thing we're talking about. You know? Let me
Yeah.
show you, actually.
it's kind of like
Hold on
I
a
would
second.
love to have a counter of how many times. Yeah, MPH was the shining moment.
for
of
real,
the shining
dude.
gem.
Neil Patrick
I would
Harris
love
is
to have
prime.
a counter
Totally.
of how many times they actually said the Matrix in this movie.
Right.
Yeah, wow.
It was like
It's-
constantly the
it's
Matrix,
weird.
the Matrix, the Matrix, the Matrix, the
Or,
Matrix. I'm like,
or
we know what
even
we're
just
watching.
completely repurposed lines from the original.
Right.
Oh,
you know
I-
what
I
mean?
hate that. I
dude,
hate that
I
so
still
much.
know Kung Fu line.
Dude,
that
come
made
on.
me so
But-
angry.
Yeah, he still knows kung fu, but you know what he does throughout this entire movie? Force push.
That's all he does.
It.
Dude,
That's
that's
all he
it.
fucking
Which-
does.
which
There
I think
is
that
no
they're-
kung fu.
Which I think they're trying to make it like the idea that he has become defensive. So I think that's like some kind of message. Because I actually feel like, okay, I don't think this movie was executed very well in most instances.
No.
The action scenes suck.
They're
Actually,
the worst.
they're really
Yeah,
bad.
the
choreography
shaky cam,
is
the
terrible.
choreography's bad.
It's
Why'd
really
they
bad.
do shaky
A
cam?
lot-
The Matrix was
and,
so
you know,
good
and one
with
of
its
the
framing.
One of the worst aspects of the choreography was like, you know, the camera angles were so bad that you could see that nobody ever made.
Yeah,
actual
dude. Yeah,
close
dude. They were
contact.
just.
Yeah, you know, and this is Keanu Reeves.
Man,
this
my
is
man,
the all-American
nah,
hero.
Man, my man, when he's in the bathroom and Morpheus shows up in that orange ass
Oh,
suit,
yeah.
and then
Uh-huh.
he tries to quote the line, and then he goes, "Oh, was the quote too much? I mean, maybe I overdid it. You know, this part of the movie. You know, the quote that I
The
just
quote,
did."
Right,
yeah.
uh-huh.
And then he tries to hand him that pill. My man goes. How did they make the Matrix
whole
a
time
comedy,
they're-
guys?
Yeah, that's
How did
really
they make
it.
this a
It was
comedy?
more
Well,
funny. It was a comedy of errors,
Oh, and hey,
man.
what's the girl's name?
Bugs,
Bugs
Bunny,
But
Huh?
Bunny.
Warner
See,
Brothers.
well, but here
are you
Get it?
fucking with me? Are
Here's-
you fucking with
Here's
me?
the thing. Okay, when she first told me that, and she said like the bunny, I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
but
here.
there is a theory. There's a theory that, and of course, because fans sometimes want to save their favorite projects, that Lana Wachowski was approached about a new Matrix, and Warner Brothers was like, "Hey, we're gonna make one with or without you."
No,
Exactly.
I feel like
So-
this is a lot more commentary about what
About
really
the
happened.
behind the
So this
scenes
is the
of the
problem I
making
have
of
with this
this
movie.
movie. Right.
Is that if this movie is a fuck you to Warner Brothers,
Then I'm all about it.
then I'm all about it. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't want to watch it.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
hate that it costs us the Matrix franchise to get that message out.
She
Yeah.
cut
You know?
her baby's throat. Is
Yeah.
what she did. She
Yeah.
was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh, and she shows you at the end when she
It's
kills
dead.
MPH,
Yeah,
brings
that's
him back
right.
to life, kills him again.
Kills him
Yeah.
again.
You know, does
That's
that
right.
straight
Yeah. Res him, kill him.
Yeah, they got that from
good.
Mortal Kombat 11. That was
Yeah.
what,
Shit.
Cetrion?
Yeah.
No, not
Res.
Cetrion. What was that girl's name? She was the end boss of MK11. Anyway,
Sadira? Is that that
no,
girl?
it wasn't
That-
Sadira.
no,
it was
that's the-
like whatever her name was.
I don't remember what
But
the
it was the
end
same
boss
thing.
was.
Her,
Yeah.
her entire fatality was her like ripping your skin off, exploding off your skin off, then rewinding time, putting you back together.
Oh, that's
then breaking
terrible.
you in half, and then rewinding time, putting you back together.
Oh, that's terrible.
You know, what was the other one? The other one was like whatever. She does like 3 different death animations.
Yeah.
and then just keeps you in a death loop over and over and over
Yeah.
and over
in
and
a
over again.
death loop.
In a death loop.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, if that's the name of the game, if it's like, okay, well, they're going to do this thing without me. So basically, it is all about Bugs Bunny taking over the Matrix. And, you know, like even that whole sequence where it's like, okay, well, we're going to
Warner
make a
Brothers.
sequel to your game, you know, and we'll do it without you guys.
Yeah.
So
Dude,
you
they
guys,
called Warner Brothers out in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
right?
insane to me.
Yeah, it's odd. It's really,
It's
really
like
odd.
it's like every time you hear a rapper like diss the
record label?
the record
Yeah.
label,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
in their hit songs.
Seriously.
You know, and they're like, cool, it's making us money. We don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, we don't give a shit.
Say
Whatever.
what you want. Yeah.
People bought it. Didn't
People
they?
love to hate us.
That's
Whatever. There's money in that. I
Pretty
like
much
it.
it.
You know,
I don't
so-
like it
It's-
that we got a okay. So, new Morpheus, and that's the dude from Candyman,
Yes.
and I think
And he's a good actor, but
yeah, he's a good actor, and I think
In a bad
appearance
role.
wise, he favors Lawrence Fishburne enough to totally work as a younger Morpheus. Like I okay, cool, you know, enough. Like he's not. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
totally. But like the dude that's his boss that's also Agent
That
Smith.
made me
Yeah,
so mad.
that
That's fucking
made
so
no
bad.
fucking
And,
Smith
and then
was
his
destroyed.
dude.
Yeah.
Smith was like completely
He was deleted.
Yeah.
He got
Yeah,
deleted.
dude.
Okay.
It's like, so what is this? All of a sudden he's back and he's just like,
No.
do you remember
Right,
the time?
but then he's
It's
like, but he kind of isn't. He's like kind of on your side, but then he's kind of not on his side. But then
Yeah.
he's like, oh, but I need you, so
It's
we
very
have to be on each
confusing.
other's
And he
side.
It was like a character
No.
that was made
No.
just to shoehorn Agent Smith.
It's
in. Just
fucking
like,
shitty.
Why
It's
not
shitty,
just
dude.
make a different
you
character?
are not Hugo Weaving.
I
You
like
are not.
it-
no.
and that's
and
the
no
thing,
one
like-
but Hugo Weaving is Hugo Weaving.
Dude, you know what I'm saying? Like that's such a powerful
know?
role because of his acting.
Really?
On the same point,
Really, yeah.
as good as an actor as the guy who played Morpheus is,
Yeah.
I don't think we really needed Morpheus.
We didn't need
No.
Morpheus back. It
We
could have been
didn't.
a different
It could've
character,
been-
man.
I-
Could have just been
okay,
another guy.
Here you go. I will say that the idea of AI being in the real world
super cool.
Like
Yeah.
their conscious,
Oh,
their
dude, cons-
AI
That was a cool
consciousness.
effect.
Yeah.
That was really
that
cool.
was a,
Yeah.
that was a cool,
I
interesting
would
idea.
even reach out to say most of the technology that they put forth in this movie is a cool idea. Like
Yeah.
like
Right.
the artificial sky,
But-
IO being a
That-
community of humans and
Final
androids
Fantasy
getting
14 did all
along.
this shit and did it better.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you that.
Oh.
I'm gonna say it right now.
That's what it is. Lana been playing 14.
Uh-huh.
We're taking notes.
But that being said, why did it have to be Morpheus?
Yeah, it did.
right. Well,
Why
same
did
way it had
have
to be
Agent
Niobe.
Smith? Did
just
we
the same
even
way.
need
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves?
Yeah.
Did, you know, did we
I
even
think-
need
yeah.
Neo?
Yeah,
Did we
yeah,
even need
yeah.
Trinity?
We
you
I
have to
honestly
have
don't
that.
think we
The two of
did.
them.
Now, I
Yeah.
don't like this whole power of love being the.
Yeah,
The whole, he's like, well, I noticed that, whenever they touched each other, there was a burst of energy. So if I could keep them just a hair's breadth apart, then it would generate enough energy.
Like when they were
to
showing
power the
when they were
Matrix.
showing like rebuilding and trying to reincorporate them in the system, and they had them both in the same vat. I'm like, in what other point did they do this?
Yeah.
Everybody's got their own little weird pill thing that they sleep in, and you got these motherfuckers in a pool over here. What's happening? You know?
It was a spa day.
Right? Yeah, yeah. Do your
Like,
nails?
yeah, no, like
Do you-
it just like all the things that call back to the original Matrix tend to
Are weak.
for me make the movie weaker.
They do.
Like
yeah.
there are a lot of there were potentially a lot of really interesting
Hey man,
ideas.
dude, there's an idea
but
in
they don't
this.
explore them correctly.
We need an Animatrix 2 that fills in the gaps that are good from this movie, because I need to see the war between the machines and the machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
yeah.
two different
That
factions.
concept is so good. The
That
idea that
sounds
peace was
cool.
actually achieved at the end of
Revelations.
Revolutions.
Was it Revolutions? Revelations.
The third one.
Yeah, right.
The third
Revelations.
one. Okay. But the like the idea that there was a faction of machines that were like, no, we are all for the idea of the free community of humans and machines in a society. And then there's this group of the machines that are clinging to the old ways. And there's all of this subtext in the movie itself about this idea, like it's like a society thing where it's like, wait, I thought that we had already gotten to this point where we were removing ourselves from the Matrix, and it now seems like everybody wants to go back into the Matrix. And like these are really good conceptual points, and I like the message behind them, but man, couldn't you have made the movie better?
Right.
Yeah,
right.
that's kind of it.
Yeah,
and it's not
kinda
even
weird, like, being like, okay, well, yeah, the people want to be controlled. They don't
Right.
want to have these options and these choices.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, fine, you're a machine, you're an AI, you think that way. But then you go to Io, and Niobe is just over there, just like, I'm just tired and I'm old,
and I was in an entanglement.
and I was in, yeah, right. It's like, no, we don't need to save any more humans.
Everybody
We just
in
need to
this
save
movie
the
is
humans that we have
tired
here.
and old.
Everybody's
You know?
tired and old in
Everybody's
this.
tired
Yeah.
and old, man.
And she was
It's
like the
just not
greatest
fun to
champion
watch.
of Neo before, and now she's
And now
just
she doesn't
like,
believe in him
exactly.
anymore.
And some people think that maybe like she is supposed to represent Lana Wachowski, and Neo is representing like Warner Brothers, and it's like, okay, well, you're going to destroy the peace that we've created, or destroy the world that we've created by
Okay.
coming back.
I hadn't really thought of it
It's
in that
like,
way.
Yeah,
Okay.
man, it's like, and so and these things can just be reaches, right? It's
Right.
very easy just to try to conceptualize and put the pieces together, because the pieces are all over the floor,
Right.
right? So you can
Right.
put them together in whatever
If
order
this
you
feels
want.
like 3 puzzles that got dumped
Yes.
on the floor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel
It's
like any one of the stories that were trying to be told could have made a really good Matrix movie, but all 3 of them together just kind of turns
Made it-
into a
right.
clusterfuck.
Can we talk about the Merrill
And it
Vengeance?
becomes
That's
yeah.
exactly what I was about to say. Why in the fuck is that dirty old man in this movie?
And he's like, he's like, we used to have conversations, and now it's like,
Click, 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 click. Yeah.
now we get zuck fucked. He said it. He said it.
That's what he said?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I changed my opinion. 10 out of 10. I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, next time if you watch
Sorry,
it,
I was- that in the
I was
second-
too
subtitles.
disgusted by the bad acting.
No,
or
I
the
had
bad
subtitles
action
on
at the
because I
time.
was playing something at the time.
Yeah.
After there came a point where I was like, I just can't.
Yeah.
Like this
See,
movie, I
that's-
realized like an hour in that I hadn't smiled once.
Right.
Oh,
And like I hadn't had any kind of
Any
like
kind of
Oh.
engagement.
response or
man,
Dude,
my
it's-
response kept being, "Oh, fuck you."
Yeah. Like, when I watched it the first time, I was playing Paper Mario while
Yeah.
I was watching it. So I was kind of not
So
paying
you were getting a
attention.
little bit of satisfaction from
getting
a source.
A source,
Yeah.
but okay. And only really tried to watch the movie a couple times, but I tried to rewatch it this morning because I knew we were going to be talking about it today. But I was also playing Toho Spell Bubble. And about 30 minutes in, I realized, wow, I really have not been paying attention to this at all. This is boring. Fuck this. I'd rather play Bubble Bobble with cute anime girls.
It feels
That
like a
sound way better.
mishmash
It's
of
fun.
a bunch of statements that are only half resolved, and it's a reason to visit this world again. That's
Why is the 1 the 2? Okay,
Yeah.
so look,
okay.
man,
There's a
okay.
reason. There's actually a canon reason for that. Which is when Neo in the Matrix shoved his hand
Into her heart.
into her heart,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And they merged code at that point,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay, so
that's-
this man can't
that
fly.
is-
He can distort reality.
Right.
He was like sitting there,
Which is
oh,
cool.
He can
that's
force
not
push.
happening.
Dude, that
I'm like, oh my
sucks so
god,
bad.
dude, God, that
Yeah.
scene.
And then
it was like-
zombies?
it's like, oh, dude, swarm mode. I'm like, they're
So
making
wait,
it
so
really
these are
put-
regular
was-
motherfuckers that they're just shooting now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's all it is.
So they're just killing folks.
Yes.
That one scene put a smile on my face. I could
Oh,
not
because
help
the
but
human
laugh.
missiles?
The
Watching
fucking
them drop-
human
Yeah, that was
missiles.
very entertaining.
That
It
shit
was.
was
They're just sitting there hanging out in their apartment, and all of a sudden it's like, what?
Just
And their
like,
eyes dilate.
Kamikaze human beings.
And they
Right.
weren't even aiming at anybody.
They weren't. They were just dropping.
Yeah.
And then they just splat in this
Just
green
nothing.
mush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Look, and then
Dude,
like I'm saying,
I'm pretty sure that they did not intend for that scene
To be funny.
Yeah,
be
as funny as it was, it
but
was
that shit made me
hilarious.
There's
fall
probably
out
a
of my
lot of
chair.
unintentional humor
I'm like,
in this
dude,
film.
you know, and then how come like nobody shooting guns can hit anyone?
Dude,
like these,
everybody's stormtroopers
they're
at this
worse.
point.
They're
Yeah.
worse than stormtroopers, man. Because I mean, at one
Agents
point,
used to be crazy precise.
Yes,
yeah.
and they were terrifying, you know, and everybody can do the little quick dodge. But that whole scene where, you know, well, the one where they redirect the missile, that was kind of cool. But when Trinity and Neo both, you know, jump off the building and they start flying or whatever, and he's dangling, he's like, I'm not doing this. Are you doing this?
Yeah, because
You
she's
know?
carrying the franchise.
Yeah, dude, you know, I'm just like, oh my God.
That's how I felt with that one. Yeah.
You know, just that line,
Uh-huh.
that had to be painful for Keanu Reeves to perform.
Yeah.
Unless they had a conversation like within themselves, like, hey, man, all right, we're just going to do this shit.
Yeah.
And we're just going to make it and ship it, like you said, ship it so they
just
can
ship it
profit.
so
Just
they
read
can
the
profit.
page.
Whatever.
Read the goddamn page.
And
okay.
now,
You just-
once I clock out, I'm going to go work on John
John
Wick.
Wick.
That's
You
right.
know?
Thank God the choreography.
I'm gonna get my fucking.
Exactly.
Thank God I don't have to do any of that training that I had to do for the
Man.
first one. All I got to do
I-
is do this.
So
You know?
the things that I
God, on the back
liked
of a
about the
motorcycle
movie.
like this.
Yeah, right.
Like, fucking please, you would have fallen your ass off.
right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't fly.
Yeah. So the shit that I actually did like about the movie, I thought that all the smaller effects.
Exactly. Oh no, he's just saying as far as like.
Oh
dodging.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was the thing. Everybody was very accurate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Like ridiculously
Yeah.
accurate. Like
Mhm.
reality
it's-
breaking.
Well, it's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's just like in the first Matrix, they say, "Yeah, we don't fight agents, we just run."
We
Yeah.
run.
And then
yeah.
what do they do? In the first fucking scene of this movie, they show Bugs fighting
Fighting
agents.
agent,
So it's
uh-huh.
like, what the fuck?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, because I mean, like,
are
what,
these guys even a threat
because
anymore?
in the older Matrix movies, I mean, Neo and Trinity are about the only ones that can even kind of fuck
yeah.
with agents. You know what I mean?
and they don't.
Everybody
really
else
even fuck
dies.
With the agents.
Yes.
They
No.
don't actually fight.
I mean,
until Neo
until
at
Neo
the
starts
very
fighting them.
end.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he fucks the ones up at the end of the first movie, and then he fights all the Agent Smiths in the second and third
God,
movies.
that scene.
Right.
That scene
Right.
was so great.
Dude, my favorite fight scene, because I recently watched through the first three, my favorite fight scene is in the Merovingians' hallway with the
yeah.
big banisters, you know,
Yes.
dude, with all the weapons
Neo
and
had to
everything.
die
Yeah.
before he could take
My
an agent. Yep.
God, yeah, he actually had to resurrect before he could do it. He had to
Yeah.
come back like Jesus
Uh-huh.
to get them powers,
You
right?
know.
But in
Had
this
to
one,
move that stone.
they made this stuff inconsequential. You know, I feel like
Yeah.
every side character that they introduced other than Bugs was inconsequential
I
in
hate
this
that
film.
name.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bugs,
true.
fuck off.
Dude.
And you know what? I'm not necessarily opposed to her character.
No, I think she's fine.
I think
yeah,
she's
she's
fine.
cool.
I
she's,
hate
she's,
her name.
I think that
She's
she
got a
was
thing.
she should have been Faye Valentine.
Whoa.
Wow.
You know, like that's what I was seeing the whole time. I was
Huh.
like, okay, that's closer to Faye Faye.
Right.
But outside of that, as a character, I mean, she's
fine.
she's
She's all right.
just there.
Yeah.
You know. And I mean, it's like, okay, well, you know, I saw an opportunity to get Neo, and I found him, and it's like,
Well, she's like
we
the
need a little
fresh,
bit more.
hopeful face that pushes the new franchise. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the only
Yeah.
reason she's there, right?
Yeah,
Fresh
totally.
perspective.
And I feel like
Exactly.
if they had
Right.
focused on her a little bit more than, old tired Neo, it
Yeah.
probably would have ended up being a much better and more coherent movie.
right.
They could have
Yeah.
killed Neo like midway through.
Well,
Right.
they
You
or
know?
or
Well,
they,
yeah, but
let her
this
take
was
the
this was a
mantle.
heist movie though, and they had to go steal
That's
Trinity
true.
back.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a heist movie.
It is a heist
How-
movie.
it's a
It
heist
is.
movie that turns into a zombie flick at the end.
Right.
Yeah.
And then
What
the heist
is
is
this movie?
The heist is just like, we're just gonna go in there and get her.
Yeah,
pretty
the
much.
heist isn't even that big of a deal.
Nah.
You know,
No, the hardest part is them like using Bugs to.
that was cool. That's a
like,
cool idea.
Shift her consciousness.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
Because
it's
they had to
like-
do it from a remote connection, and then
Yeah.
they had to like at the same time
Yeah.
hardwire into it.
And he's like,
make
you're
it
the
to where
only one
they were, like,
compatible. It's like, how am I the only one?
Isn't
You
this
know?
just convenient?
Right.
Like, man, they had the little robot buddy that gave him the high five.
Oh, yeah.
I did think it was kind of cool that the
The Mothra thing.
Yeah.
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 Well,
Fucking Mothra.
the guy
Wasn't
I
it Kujata?
I don't
Not
remember
Kujata.
what do they call him. Speed or something? I don't know.
I don't know.
Quick. I don't fucking know.
Quick.
I don't remember
Yeah,
his
that's what
name.
it was.
Oh man, I don't
Old
remember
Quick.
the dude with the Google Glass that's helping from the chair. You know, the new dozer or whatever.
The new dozer.
Or is that Tank?
No, the new tank.
New tank.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Tank.
He's the new tank.
Yeah, the new tank. I thought it was cool that he could project himself into the world.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she'd be able to see him. But why is she wearing those whack ass glasses?
Yeah.
Those glasses are dumb. Those bad glasses.
Well,
Yeah,
got
with
a
the
little
line
bar.
over
Bad
it, right in
glasses.
front of your eyes.
Yeah.
like you can't even
How are you
see through.
seeing out of
Yeah,
there?
for real.
It's got to be in the way.
And then she gives him to Morpheus, and he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm not used to wearing different glasses."
Mhm.
And he's like, "Oh my god, like really? Like why'd you write that line?"
Neil Patrick Harris really is the best thing about this movie.
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah.
his
Missiles
scenes
kinda-
and the way he.
I
Well,
mean,
yeah. But just
it is good.
the way his scenes kind of subvert the whole idea of the film, you know, because
Right.
if you just take those for what they are, he's doing a really good job of trying to rein in Neo's personality and his connection
keep
with
him
what's
where
He's
already
like,
he
there.
is.
I
Yeah.
just need you to stay here, man.
his
or
cat's
else it all
named
falls
Deja Vu.
apart.
Right.
Of course, and I'm kind of mad about that too.
It's so
You know, I
stupid.
did,
It's
I did
so,
I did like the one part where the bullet was about to hit Trinity's head.
Oh,
He just,
and he
Like,
picked,
yeah.
and
yeah,
then she
just
goes like,
puts it- yeah. Like that was redeeming.
There's
Yeah.
some okay, again, there's some good ideas
There
in this
really are.
movie. It's
Yeah.
just, but you know,
Mhm.
execution trumps intent.
Right.
Always, always, always.
Well, so how does this compare to like, you know, the previous sequels? How do you
Worse.
feel?
Now the funny thing
right.
is like
It's
you
just
know
worse.
all of the sequels, well except for the second one. I think a lot of people are hype about that one, even though it's still very different. Most of them were still met with a little bit of backlash from the community.
Oh,
yes.
you know,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
especially Revelations.
And it happens. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then over time, people accept the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and then it becomes legendary.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has that potential.
I don't think it can.
Yeah,
I
even
think
as a
I-
cult favorite, I'm
Yeah.
like,
It doesn't do
Well, because
anything
even in the
special.
sequels,
No.
Yeah.
even though it, they're not, esoteric to the point to where it's hard to follow.
The
but
second
there
one
was
gets there a
lot
little
of-
bit,
There was
but
there was
yeah.
a lot of ideas in those movies that as you rewatch it, you pick up on different things.
Mhm.
This one is like a fucking sledgehammer with its fucking themes, man.
really
and
is.
so it's like
Yeah.
there's just no reason to go back to it.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
You know, I
Mhm.
get what it's saying. Fuck Warner Brothers.
right.
You know?
And if
all
that's the
that
main
and
message,
social
then-
commentary
Social
about
commentary
like
and all that shit,
where
I
we
get
are
it.
currently as
our
But this,
digital age.
again,
Because I mean, if you think about the way that when the Matrix came out, this was before the rise of social media. For
Right,
real.
exactly.
This was the old internet. This was Internet 1. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
We're on Internet 3 now, guys.
Yeah,
I don't know
right.
if you knew that.
Uh-huh. But they did. I
they
think
ain't
they
even
did
got
try.
to use phones in this new
They tried
internet.
so hard to just be meta, man.
It-
and it's
That's
like,
yeah.
it. It's
And
just
It's too self-aware for its own good.
Right.
It makes it makes you not take the points that it's trying to give you seriously.
Yeah.
It feels like it's fucking.
and it drags. This is
It
a
does
relatively
drag. 2.5
short.
hours. What, 2
and
hours
it
and 37
feels
minutes?
like fucking 8.
Uh-huh.
It
the
does.
does.
whole time.
Yeah,
it's
I had to
just
watch it in
so
sessions. Like I didn't watch it
boring.
straight through. I watched it I think it took me 3 days to make it through.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, because I would watch it and then all of a sudden I would find myself just kind of nodding.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, I got to do something else.
Yep.
You know, like I'm not playing 14 right now
Yeah.
to watch this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I still have to finish Arcane. There are
Right.
so many things I would rather do with this time. And it was so funny, and it didn't make it any better that before I watched it, everyone that I spoke with about it was just like
This shit sucks.
trash.
This is-
Yeah, dude. Everybody's like trash. Like both of you guys, of course, you didn't say anything.
I didn't
because-
say
We
nothing.
were trying.
right,
We were
'cause
trying so hard.
I
man.
believe
wanted
it.
to.
I
I wanted
believe
to text you while I was watching it the first.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like, okay, them boys ain't talking. That's kind of a bad sign. But at the same time, and then I go to work and everybody's like, "Have you seen it yet?" I'm like, "No, man, I'll watch it." And they're like, "Don't watch it." And I'm like, "What? The
I gotta watch.
I have to
it.
watch it." But it didn't make it any better because
Yeah.
I hate going into a movie with that, with that wall up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You
yeah.
don't allow it to breathe on its own. But for once, everyone was just right.
Yeah.
Like
It
it
happens.
It really.
I've
did
seen
feel
a
like
few
waste.
people. I have seen a few positive reviews.
I have too.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and I understand. I get it. You know,
I heard
More
somebody
Matrix.
say that this is the perfect way that you come back to a franchise, and I'm like,
Oh,
What?
shit.
What?
Wow, I hope
think
that's
folks
not
are
true.
just trolling
but
at
you
this
know,
point.
I
Yeah.
wanted to address this because I feel like we have a problem nowadays with thinking of movies in this way. You remember when you were a fan of horror movies in the 90s and 80s, right? And you'd watch these horror movies, and then the next one would come out, and you'd be like, oh, this one ain't good. And then the
Nightmare
next
on
one would
Elm
come
Street.
out, and you'd be like, this one's fucking hot. And then the next one would come out, and you'd be like,
Nightmare
oh, no.
on Elm Street.
Right.
Yeah.
Can't we just be okay with it? Can't we just be okay with there being a bad one?
Well,
It doesn't ruin the other
difference,
ones, okay?
The difference here is that this story was supposed to have been over. You know what I'm saying? As far as like the Nightmare on Elm Street series, Halloween, Friday the 13th,
Yeah.
They leave it open-ended.
They leave it open-ended,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
just going to keep going, going,
But this
going.
one ended.
But it ended, and it ended well.
Ended
you
really
know?
well.
Yeah, like the story
no
was
matter what you think
tied up in a
about
bow.
the execution of the original sequels, it did end well.
Right.
It ended probably about the best way it could have.
Yeah. You have the entirety of the
But
story.
this movie kind of retroactively goes back and said, yeah, none of that
Oh,
shit
guess what?
matters.
Fuck
yeah,
that.
right,
None of that shit
exactly.
matters.
Yeah, man, and it
like- and
it
it's-
hurt.
But then there's
yeah.
that whole, but she was forced to do this because of Warner Brothers thing, and you're going
Yeah.
like, oh, but and you address that in the movie, so I respect you for putting it right there in front of it. Like, hey, I don't want to do this, guys, but I guess I'm gonna make a fucking movie.
I
Yeah.
wonder about
there's
that.
'Cause I'll
I
make my
wonder what-
paycheck. Yeah.
I
I
think
wonder
that's a
whether now
lot
that
more-
is that's the thing.
Yeah, because when's the last
But
time
what
Lana's made a
happens
movie?
if you just let them make something else,
Yeah.
and then if it sucks, you
Yeah.
say, well,
Well,
Wachowski's had nothing to
I
do
mean,
with it.
this may have
Right,
been.
and then that
Right.
absolves you of that,
This
and then you
may-
get a whole situation like the Snyder Cut,
Yeah.
where people are like, okay, well, that's not Wachowski, so we're just gonna retcon that shit, and the original trilogy is all that matters.
This
and
may have
fuck
been-
Warner Brothers
That's
anyway.
hard.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
may have been one of those things where Lana, like the Wachowskis, probably couldn't get anything else off the ground unless they did some grunt work for Warner Brothers,
Right.
because their movies since The Matrix
Yeah.
have, I mean,
The
haven't
hit or miss.
really done that.
They're hit or
much.
miss.
You
You
know
know
what?
And most
Good
of them
or-
haven't made
good or
money
bad.
either.
Good or bad,
fucking,
most of
I
them
mean,
did not make money.
Fucking
I
Speed
wanna throw
Racer though.
something.
Speed Racer.
I want to throw
is-
something. Speed Racer was great.
Speed Racer's
Look,
good.
I love that
I
fucking
love
movie.
that movie too.
Why? Why was Christina Ricci in this movie?
Yeah,
Just to
for
fuck with
real.
you. Just to
Why?
fuck with you, dude.
Oh my god, dude! What? Oh, I think she was maybe what 10 seconds. Maybe?
Maybe,
yeah.
dude.
Maybe 10?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah. And
8?
she goes, and you know, we'll have a whole bunch of ideas for this sequel, and who knows how many more.
Who
And
knows
you're like,
yeah.
that's all she said, and then
Yeah.
she's
Looking
gone.
very-
And he's
gone
looking
forever.
at that Matrix
She's looking
4
very
book,
cool,
like,
mom. You know?
Yeah,
she is. She's looking
She's
cool,
a very
mom.
cool
Totally.
mom.
dude. I was like,
CEO
okay,
cool mom.
and I was waiting
yeah.
for it. I was like, okay,
That's a career
Ricci's
woman
gonna
right there.
come and save the day at some point. Ricci's gonna come, and
Yeah.
I'll have one moment of joy.
Oh, that'd be
There you
so
go.
good.
and it was not.
No
did
reaching.
not happen.
No.
Nope.
That was reaching too much.
Ah.
So you guys have seen Cloud Atlas, right?
yes.
Yeah, Cloud
Okay,
Atlas is
this
okay.
movie reminds me of Cloud Atlas in the very clear sense of like there's so many concepts and so many things, but the movie is, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like there's cool parts and there's cool ideas and there's cool places and there's cool effects.
But Cloud Atlas didn't take characters
existing-
that you love.
right,
You know
that's
what I'm
the
saying?
difference. Right.
Characters in a setting and aesthetic that you love. Because I mean, the real difference is like, and it's really kind of hard to follow up the original Matrix trilogy because they had to create technologies to make this story happen. You know what I'm
This
saying?
shit's already here.
Yeah,
it's
right?
Like,
And
it's kind
so-
of like the problem with modern music making, you know?
Right.
We have these bands that were coming up that didn't have money,
Mm-hmm.
that didn't have equipment, that were using old bullshit in storage units to record their albums,
Right.
and they came up with amazing fucking pieces of
unique sounds.
right,
you know? Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's like, like my shit right here can sound as good as the most expensive studio if I
Right.
just buy the right plugins, do the right, stuff like that. You know, it's all here for us to access, and we all know that limitations, make better art.
Absolutely.
And there are no limitations at this point.
Right.
Anything that Lana came up with, they could do. There were whole scenes that I didn't even notice until the second time that all the people in it were CG.
Yeah.
And I didn't even notice it the first time because it's really well done. It's like for instance, when they're rescuing Trinity,
Yeah.
every person that's in that scene is CG.
Yeah. I mean, this film is technically proficient.
It's very
Yes.
technically proficient.
It's
Like I
technically
love the
proficient.
subtle effects where you see the code and everything,
Uh-huh.
like in
Uh-huh,
the water on the ground, the
raindrops,
raindrops.
yeah,
and all.
like,
Oh, that's
yeah,
it's
the
beautiful.
water dripping
Yeah.
in the mirror.
It's just the story and the characters
Right.
are clumsy.
Yeah,
and,
that's
and the
and
dialogue,
not
the fucking
interesting.
script. The
It's
script
bad.
is
It's
horrible.
just
It's a
bad.
bad script.
It's a cluttered ass script,
Mhm.
and they didn't. Nobody decided to, okay, let's focus on one fucking story. No, let's just throw everything in. References, more references. Gotta have references.
We have played the Unreal 5 Matrix demo,
And it is way better.
It's way better than this movie.
Oh yeah,
it's way better,
dude. Matrix Awakens is like infinitely better. Like I said, Matrix Awakens made me excited for this movie.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I should have just played
Stayed
Matrix
with the
Awakens.
game.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
game was way better.
This is something weird too. In Matrix Awakens, I haven't gone back to look at this again, but you know when they show what Neo, they're showing him the mirror, and they're like, okay, so they messed with your RSI. You see yourself, but everyone else sees you as this guy,
old dude.
and shows this other
It
guy.
said 60 years had passed, but that dude looked like homeless.
And, dude, the time frame
like-
doesn't make any fucking
Like,
sense.
Yeah,
he looked like
let's
maybe he was
just-
in his 50s and like and homeless.
I don't get.
But-
the timeline seriously just doesn't
So
make
he
sense.
should have technically
Yeah.
have been like 80 years old.
And Niobe would be like 100.
Right.
And like
Yeah.
fucking none of this fucking makes sense, dude. None of it. Yeah. but in that demo when they're showing off the whole like we could be anybody, we could and then it shows like all the Carrie-Anne Mosses and stuff like that,
Mhm.
and then it turns into a whole bunch of other characters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
One of
Bugs
those
is one of
characters-
those.
Bugs is one of those.
Mhm.
Like that's what I realized is
Uh-huh.
that those characters that they populate are actually the CG models that they used in
Mhm.
the movie
Uh-huh.
for these other people. That's cool. That's a
Right.
really subtle little thing that you don't notice until you see
Really
the
look
movie.
for it,
Mhm.
yeah.
Right. And I think that watching Resurrections a second time, the beginning of it, there are even more like because they make blatant ass references.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah,
But
and
there's
and
more
you see
subtle
that reflection
ones.
everywhere. Like you see the reflection on the desk, and he's
Right.
like the old dude there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
they throw those breadcrumbs in there.
Right,
but-
right. And they're all really apparent, but watching it a second time was even less satisfying. And this is already
Yeah.
a movie that
I
I was
believe that.
unsatisfied with.
I couldn't
So it's-
imagine watching this a second time.
I don't want to.
That sounds.
But you know
that
what?
sounds
I did.
I'll go
tough.
watch the first. I'll
I
go
didn't.
watch
I
the
watched
first
30
Matrix.
minutes.
Dude,
It was just like,
yeah.
oh, okay, I'm going to human missiles, and that's it.
Yeah. But dude,
I would watch that again.
I'm telling you, dude.
it's kind of fun.
that
yeah,
one
it's kind of fun.
scene-
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
they're just
Is it
falling,
worth this
and,
movie?
like,
but I'm glad that at least that scene
their
exists.
bodies
Right.
are landing on like taxi cabs. You
Yeah.
know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like nowhere
Yeah.
near
Dude,
the target.
Their bodies are landing on other people
Yeah.
in the swarm. You got fucking CG zombies.
Yes,
Literally
yes.
smashing
I absolutely
into
do.
other CG zombies.
Nah, man. This is the point that I'm kind of making here with this is I think Tape's exactly where I'm thinking on this. Is the only reason that this was made is so Lana could keep the license to do other things with it because she doesn't want to use it for film anymore, and
Or to
she's
keep
being
people from
explicit
doing
with that,
something
or
else
to
with
keep
it.
people from doing stuff
Yeah.
with it. Yeah, it's a barrier. It's like
Yeah.
that Fantastic Four movie
Well, and
that
like
we
I
didn't
said,
get.
like
right?
I said too, man, this may have been one of those things where Lana just had to put in a little bit of grunt work.
Right.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
hey,
It is-
hey, your
it
movies
is-
haven't been
Gotta-
quite as successful as they
'Cause
usually
it's kind
are.
of obviously tongue in cheek, man.
Dude,
It's like-
how do
like
you
it
make a
has to
satire
be.
of your own work and not be
Right.
Mel Brooks?
Exactly. Well, then it would have been good.
Yeah, right.
Mel Brooks' Matrix.
Oh my god!
Please,
And
yes.
did you watch?
I
the,
want that.
Did you watch the post-credit scene
No.
about?
No,
you didn't
that
see it?
shit's the credits started rolling. I was like, finally.
Wait. It's really short. What is
Yeah,
it? I
it's
forgot
a
what.
blurb about the video game developers. They're all like sitting around the table, and one guy's just like, well, maybe the Matrix isn't what we need. He's like, what we need is something for the modern age. Cats.
Oh yeah,
videos.
Yeah, cat
He's like
videos.
the
It
cat
totally,
tricks.
the cat
Because
Dude, yeah.
that was a meme back in the day.
Yeah.
And so people are speculating that we might see the cat tricks.
Dude, oh
which
yeah.
I would watch that.
I'm so about it. Yeah.
I would.
Fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think,
Whatever.
Neil?
I mean, if we're gonna
It can't get any
if we're
worse,
gonna
I
joke
guess.
on this shit, let's just joke.
Let's
on
ju-
it.
yeah,
Might as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
what do you think Thomas Anderson was playing on the Vive, huh?
Oh God.
We know what he was playing.
Super
hot.
hot.
He was
Of
getting
course
super
he was
hot over
playing
there.
super hot.
I gotta warm up. Hold on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That was what?
Oh, there's one more thing I wanted to say. This is the thing.
Oh.
Did you notice that they did not call Morpheus AI?
No.
They did not call him an AI.
Well,
They called them
Let's
DIs. They called them
Huh.
DIs, a digital intelligence, not an artificial one,
right.
a digital one. And they
Yeah.
made that distinction a couple of times, and I didn't notice it until the second time. And I was going, you know, like again, this is one of those concepts I really like. I like it
Yeah.
that they've evolved the language to make sense with what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Well, because he can exist outside of the Matrix.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not artificial anymore.
Right.
He's actually a being. He just
Yeah.
came from a digital consciousness.
Right.
It's like, you know.
Really? Is that
No,
mind
no, I'm
blowing?
just saying,
Okay,
like-
all right. I thought that was maybe
No,
you shooting
no.
yourself in the head.
It's kind of more that.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
all right,
more
cool.
just like,
All right.
oh yeah, okay, duh, like
You know,
fucking
I mean,
duh.
they did like with the modals and everything.
What mouse?
like-
Mouskies. Nice.
Oh, that's funny.
good
Dude.
Well, meow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Dude, I was thinking the other day about how much more accurate the term "nya" is for
For a cat, yeah.
sound
Mhm.
versus meow.
Meow. Yeah.
Mhm. Because my
depends on
cat
your
doesn't.
cat.
Well, in a cat, some cats mew.
Yeah.
You get the
So, every once in a while.
meow. But I mean,
Some
if you
cats-
have a
some
loud
cats
cat like
sound
mine,
yeah, some cats
Yeah.
sound like you're strangling
he,
them. every time you-
he's like always saying,
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, dude,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? What are you so upset about?
He's a loud man. I think
Yeah.
Yori is too.
Yuri.
Yeah.
They both say
No,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I've
definitely.
never
Yeah.
heard Yuri really get loud.
Oh, he
man.
does.
He's
He comes
usually
in and
just-
starts yelling at you about
Oh,
stuff.
really?
Yeah.
He's always sweet boy whenever I see
Oh,
him.
he's sweet, but he's still like food.
Sweetly.
Cries like an infant. Oh, that's crazy.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Oh no. Yeah.
Well, so do we have anything else to say about
I got one.
I think closing on cats is
cats?
a
Is
great
good
way.
thing, yeah.
So, would you recommend this movie to anybody?
Ooh.
Not really.
Okay, if you're having a house party and there's gonna be a lot of drinking and y'all just want something to roast, maybe that could be really fun because
that might be
you're gonna
fun
be like,
to kind of roast it.
what the
Yeah.
fuck? Like,
I mean,
really,
or
as
you
a-
could
as a
just
group.
clip out the human missile scene and just play that on a loop.
Yes,
You know?
absolutely.
To some Benny
that
Hill
sounds like a
music.
good
like
time.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. That'd be hot. I don't know. What does Tandy think?
Well,
Yeah.
Tandy being a DI over here,
Yeah, this might be a biased opinion right here.
make us an executive decision.
Oh.
Can you suggest other people to watch this new Matrix? Why not? My
I
man
mean, that's the
coming
most
in.
diplomatic
That's-
answer we could have gotten.
Thanks,
I mean,
Tandy.
yeah, why
Taking your
not? I
batteries
mean,
out.
whatever.
Oh,
if
my
you got
God.
HBO Max, you probably already watched it, and if
Yeah.
you haven't, I don't know.
I mean, you know,
Up to you. I wouldn't recommend.
wait until
it
you
to
can see it
anybody,
for
but-
free.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't go to the theater.
Don't go to the theater.
Mm-mm.
Don't waste your money on this.
Mm-mm.
But if you again, if you
I
already
think I
have
would have been
HBO
pissed
Max,
if I was in the theater and watched this. Actually, I think this would have been
I
one of those
almost
movies.
just don't think you should watch it. Like
Yeah, I
think,
know.
especially if you're a Matrix fan. Like if you're really a Matrix fan,
You got to be
and you love-
curious,
Yeah,
okay?
right? You know,
Yeah.
like,
well, if you're really a Matrix fan, they probably already
watched
Yeah.
it.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. But if you could
You
save
know?
yourself the pain,
If you literally have nothing better to do,
right? Because
which I promise you do.
it also kind
But
of it makes me
if
hurt
you
for
don't.
Keanu.
Oh yeah.
You know, because he's an amazing actor, and you know, I saw him in an interview with David Letterman, and I'm sorry, no. Was it Letterman? Or was it Colbert? Anyway, whatever. It was somebody. But they were asking him what role would he like to play again.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, okay. He was like, well, just know when you say this out loud, then it's going to happen. And he was like, I don't know if that's true, man. And he's just like, well, who is it? And he's like, I want to be John Constantine again.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Alright,
like,
I
dude,
liked
so
that
you
movie.
know that this man
Yeah.
was thinking this the whole time.
Mhm.
He's like, here I am, it's goddamn Neo.
Mhm.
I can't act. I have to underact
I have to
for
underact.
me.
Yeah.
You know, which is
Yeah.
deadpan as deadpan gets, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Right.
gotta just nothing.
Uh-huh.
You gotta be catatonic. And this man, in his heart of hearts, just like, man, I want to be John, man.
He was a smooth motherfucker as John Constantine.
Smooth
Yeah.
Hey man,
boy.
Constantine was a
Yes.
good movie, man.
That was
Yeah.
a great film.
Yeah.
I love
it's
it.
it's very different from the comics.
Oh, it's very different,
Yeah.
but it's still a good
but
movie.
it's really awesome.
Absolutely.
Mhm. Love Rachel
Absolutely.
Weisz too.
That's my favorite devil in any movie.
Seriously,
Yes.
dude.
I love
He
him.
comes up and pulls that heart out.
Yeah.
Or no, his
yeah.
lungs. He pulls the lung
Lungs
cancer out.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
I think it's between that. Well, I don't know. I got three.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got that one.
The Devil from Legend, boy.
Okay, there's that.
The
That's
Darkness.
Tim
Good.
Curry.
There's that. There's
Curry,
that. The Witches of Eastwick.
Oh, that's a good devil.
All right.
Ooh,
That's
Jack
a-
Nicholson,
Jack
right?
Nicholson, right?
Yeah.
That's a good Satan. And also
Al Pacino.
That's where I'm
Motherfucking
going.
Al Pacino from
yeah,
Devil's
Devil's
Advocate,
Devil's
dude.
Advocate, that's the
Ooh,
third
especially
one.
at the
That
end
one.
when he starts really showing just how much of the devil he is.
Absolutely.
And you're like,
yeah. That's that good shit.
That's a sexy devil right
You gotta miss my
yeah.
hoo-ha.
there.
Yeah,
Hoo-ha.
those are my top 3 devils right there, boy.
Yeah, those are good devils.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, thank
The
you guys.
Omen, Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give
Solid.
you that. I'll give you that. That's solid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
There's a
dude.
lot of good devils out there.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Man,
Mhm.
okay. Do we need to have a devil episode?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Apparently.
We'll get there.
Well, one of
Let's
these
do it on
days.
Easter. What you guys think?
Hell Satan.
What up, Lon? What up, Maggie?
Oh, you showed up at the end. Oh, no.
Hey, at least you showed up. Though.
least
That's
you
right.
showed up.
We're
Man, it's
glad
good
to
to see
see
Well,
you.
thank you
Yeah.
guys so much for
Hey, don't watch The Matrix.
joining
That's all
us
we said.
Do
for
not
the-
watch The Matrix.
for the first episode of the year. Oh, don't apologize.
No, we're
It's all
glad
good.
you're
No,
here.
we're
Do
so
not
glad to see you.
apologize. Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for being here, being in the chat.
Yeah.
Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. All that good stuff. Check us out on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, Google Podcast, iTunes. I really should write all of these down.
You know,
at
just
some
put
point.
it on the wall.
Yeah,
put 'em
that's
on the
right.
wall.
Bing, bing,
Boom,
bing,
boom,
bing, bing.
boom,
We're
boom.
learning. We'll
We're
get
getting there.
better as it goes. Anyways, come back to the channel tonight. We
For
are
melting.
going to be melting like
I
a
melt
motherfucker.
with you. Can we
I'm a melt like
please
butter.
watch that movie?
Yeah, but not
Yes.
next week.
God damn
Not
it.
next week,
All right,
because
week
next
after
week
that.
we're
Next
coming
week.
back for Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. And I'm sure it's going to be way better than The Matrix. I just know it. I just know it, guys. I think it's going to be great.
All right. Matrix Resurrections versus Black Widow.
You want to put some Charles down
Fuck.
on that?
Man.
Which is worse?
No, I gotta watch Resurrections more than Black Widow. Like I'd rather watch Resurrections. At least Resurrections is like making fun of itself.
Look,
like,
at least Resurrections has a human missile scene.
right? there's.
I'm sorry,
you
man.
know,
That was the only part of
like,
the movie
fuck
that
Black
I had
Widow,
any
dude.
interest in whatsoever.
Black Widow's still our lowest. Like
Yeah.
it's like Black Widow and then Pink Flamingos, like right here, but for very different reasons. Okay,
Pink
so it's like
Flamingos is just
right,
barely scratching the surface.
but that's our low bar.
That's our low bar.
Oh,
Yeah.
Come back next week,
All
guys.
right, see y'all next
Thank you
week.
guys
We
so
love
much.
y'all.
Love you.
Later.